There's all kinds of bays here, and then they got opening day games up on the big screens. You know, they do have the MLB package.
Yes.
Here.
Well, you should. I mean, come on. Talking baseball. Klazuski, Campanelli. I mean, opening day. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah.
I have a baseball opening day playlist on Spotify.
Oh, nice.
That I've been going for like the last 3 hours.
Center field on there?
Oh, of course.
Okay, good.
Absolutely. But to me, talking baseball, that is my, it's my happy baseball song.
Good little ditty.
And it's a little bit, shout out to George Brett, right, in the last verse there.
GB.
Yeah. Brett is the greatest, which, I think that's more of a rhyming because we know Mike Schmidt, but still, it's fantastic.
I won't take that bait.
Quisenberry in there as well. Great Royals.
I don't want to call anybody out, but I'll just go ahead and do it.
Do it. Let's do it.
Well, I was talking to the bartender here at X Golf.
Yeah, full bar, by the way.
Tualatin.
Food, nibbles, the whole thing.
Yeah, they got great food here.
Yeah, some tots.
So they pretty much have everything, and you don't have to get soaking wet.
No.
You can come in shorts and flippies if you'd like.
Yeah.
And then, of course, March Madness games on later. But I was talking to the bartender, and he makes his own old fashions and stuff. They have their own house-made barrel-aged old fashions.
Oh, pre-made?
Yeah.
All right.
He's got 3 different drinks over there. 2 old fashions, and then another one that he called.
Well, now I'm intrigued.
He called it a hangover drink. I forget what it was called. Something Awaken the Corpse or something. It's like an old school drink. Anyway, it has sherry in it.
Uh-huh. When's the last time you had sherry?
It's been a long time. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
But it's nice to see bartenders bringing stuff like that back.
Yeah, taking some pride, having your own little signature.
Little cocktails, little things.
Well,
So, I was talking to him. Yeah, sorry. I was sidetracked. I was talking to him. He's telling me about his old fashions, and I said, and then I saw the other bartender in the Ducks jersey changing the channel to another baseball game, and I thought, wow, that's really cool. You guys have MLB package. He said, you know what? I think we might. And
it just dawned on me.
Yeah, well, he was like, we didn't have it last year, and then he started talking to us about the money guy here.
Oh.
So I'm just going to call him out.
Yeah.
Whoever that is.
Yeah.
He said, I can't even get Sunday ticket from that guy.
Oh.
And he said, if we have the Major League Baseball package here, our accounting guy doesn't know it.
Well, you would think Mike Barrett, who's part owner here, he is part of the MLB to Portland group. You would think the MLB package.
Well, come on. A place like this should have the MLB package. It should also have the Sunday ticket.
Agreed.
And everybody knows that. But, you always have the bean counter guys.
Yeah.
And their whole job, that's why you have them. Their whole job is
keep
to
it tight.
Trim the fat,
That's
keep
right.
it tight. And to them, this is fat.
And we're not made of money here, people. Let's go. We're trying to expand.
That's right. You have to explain to them that is not fat. It's an essential.
Yes.
You still sign with your
X
number
Golf.
like you're somebody?
That was Mike Barrett for you.
That's Mike Barrett calling you out.
Oh,
You still sign with your
Yeah.
number like you're somebody?
It was when someone asked to sign an autograph.
Well, he
You
assumed
dropped the
that
29 on it, I think.
Yeah, number 29 is my number.
No.
He assumed that I was ever anybody. Like, you still sign with your... What does that even mean? I was never an athlete.
Well, are you wearing golf shoes right now?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean...
I am. So maybe I am
I'm
an
going to say,
athlete.
not only you signing numbers, I happened to glance down and I was like, wait a minute, are you pulling a Bill Murray right
Well,
now?
I was down here at Langdon. I had a fitting today, so I didn't have time to change my shoesies. Plus, it's raining, and so
I just happened to glance down and see, as you claim that you don't think you're somebody, and yet you're wearing golf shoes around. That's the Larry David key toss. That's a big time move right there.
I don't think it is. We're at a golf facility, and by the way,
Rob,
it's raining.
Rob,
and so my other shoes that I would wear after golf or after a fitting is always flip-flops.
Yeah.
But I'm not doing that in the rain, so I just kept these on.
Look, I'll go to Buckley.
And I'm not going to lie. I look sexy.
I'll defer to maybe someone else on this, but dude, wearing golf shoes into a simulator place, that's a big shot. That's a big-time move. It's the key toss. It is.
I feel like it's kind of just it's like par for the course. Like, if you're going to one of those places and you have golf shoes, specifically ones that are comfortable, why wouldn't you wear them?
So you're telling me you go to Top Golf and you're bringing your own golf shoes?
No,
Well,
not really.
There's a caveat here. I think the caveat with golf shoes now is that golf shoes, there's a lot of people who wear their golf shoes as regular shoes because they're no longer the
spikes.
The spikes,
Yeah.
they're not even the little plastic things. They're just They just have a little bit better
There's
traction.
some ridges, if you will.
Ridges, like ruffles.
Ruffles have ridges, so do your golf shoes.
So a lot of people, a lot of guys I know wear the, because I'm in the know,
Yeah.
They wear the Michael Jordan, the Air Jordan golf shoes.
I do. I love them.
And that's what these are.
Yeah, they're fantastic. Jordan Brand makes great golf stuff.
But they wear them just as regular shoes
because
they kind of look like, not these ones, but there are some that look like like the Jordan high tops.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a sneakerhead or anything, but they look to me like regular shoes.
Yeah.
But they're actually golf shoes.
Yeah.
So people wear them as regular shoes.
I understand. Well, I too am wearing Jordan shoes, but I'm wearing basketball shoes. You know where I wouldn't wear them? To a basketball game. Like if we were going out to, if we were doing a show live from the 24-hour fitness, let me strap on my short shorts and let's get to this.
To each their own.
I'm just saying Barrett may have had something there with you pulling a big shot move.
I am no ex-athlete, but I do have a number 29.
Yes.
I just
You
ordered
still
mine.
sign with your number like you're somebody?
God, what a D.
Very.
I just ordered my custom golf balls.
Did you?
Black 29.
I see how it is.
You know why it's 29? I've told you this before. Do you remember?
I don't remember why you were
I remember.
29.
First time I was in Vegas. Buck remembers this?
You shared this with me recently. I think when Souk was out, one of your first big Vegas stories.
Yeah. It was my first time in Vegas.
Yeah.
We went in college. Mm-hmm. And when you go in college, first of all, you're doing Vegas like people think of Vegas. Like you're staying up all night
and you're at the
partying.
you're at the stratosphere, for God's sakes.
Yeah, you're at a dump of a
you're drinking Riot Punch. We know.
I don't even know where we were staying.
Yeah.
But we were at Caesar's Palace. And we had, I don't remember how many nights we had, but it was the first night of our trip, and we had blown through all of our money, which all of our money was probably like a $500 advance from a Discover card that somehow I got approved for. You know what I mean?
And now it's gone.
I had nothing.
Yeah.
So I take it all there. I'm so excited. This is Vegas. We're hammered. We lose our money, and we have a $25 chip left. That's all we have. Me and my buddy Mark. And we go up to the roulette table. Worst bet you could possibly place.
Yeah.
With your last $25.
You're just betting on a single number?
We bet one number.
You didn't go black. You didn't go red. You just, I'm going to pick one number.
One number.
And my guess is 29.
It was black 29, and guess what happened?
Good Lord. I've never heard this. You hit black 29?
We hit it, and we were back.
Wow.
We were back in action. I think that's 35 to 1.
Something like that.
So $700 or something like that. Yeah.
That is a phenomenal.
Yeah.
And at that moment, you feel like God wants you to stay in Vegas and live it up. But
Yeah.
your last 25
Terrible
bucks.
bet.
And well, you know what?
$875.
I appreciate the fact that should be your number.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that's why that's my number. Not because I'm a bold athlete of great integrity like my Twitter account. No, it's just that.
I love it.
So.
Well, I mean, we all have some sort of number that we hold on to, and dude, that's a better story than my stupid 68. Why are you? I don't know, because it's the number when I was fat and ran into things. Like, that story's way better than anything I did.
And that's probably to this day why I love Las Vegas.
Yeah,
so
I don't
much.
blame you.
So today's show, X-Golf Tualatin, Danny and Dusty are here if you'd like to meet them. They're at the bar drinking.
Dusty's mustache is back.
Yeah,
you can
he's
come
going
in
with the mustache again.
I think it's becoming, we're talking about it, but I believe Dusty is considering making this a permanent fixture.
Well, he needs to stick with something.
I know. Well, and this station has lacked something for a number of years. Let's call it courage. Someone at this station needs to be a mustached man, and why not Dusty?
We don't have one, do we?
No, we don't. We have lots of beards and facial hairs. We got a goatee or two, but no one goes full mustache. And I mean, God bless him. It took him 40 years to grow it. He should celebrate it at this point.
He's the hero we need.
Yes, and apparently his wife is into it too.
Danny could do it. Danny's got a goatee.
Yeah,
he could go mustache.
He goes goatee.
I mean, who wears a goatee now?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, it's a little.
Come on, man.
Yeah,
or who's going to tell him?
We've all done it. Well, he still wears wraparound Oakleys too, and it's. I think he's. When did he get out? When did you get out of the military? What year did you get out of the military? Yeah, he has an 8. He's stuck in 08. Yeah, I think it's one of those that when you leave, it's just there. The goatee's there, the Oakleys are there. It's not changing. Yeah, see, he's giving a head nod. He's going to hold on to that one for a while.
Well,
that's your life. It's very regimented.
I like it.
Going to roll with that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, big day as we have opening day We have March Madness returning, and some other cool, awesome stuff.
Yeah,
that
things
we'll talk
and stuff.
about.
And more importantly, it's not necessarily Vegas, but some of us cashed. Some of us cashed last night.
Oh, you got it. Oh, they lost. Yeah. The Blazers. Yeah, congratulations.
Woo!
That was a good bet.
Yeah, that new bike that I was thinking about purchasing just got a little cheaper.
It was the Blazers over-under win total for the season.
28.5.
And they're clearing that by a mile.
Mathematically impossible at this point to achieve 29 wins.
I tell you, those over-under, you got a whole thing there because I feel like over-under bets at the start of a season, the unders on teams that you think might tank, they can't make those over-unders low enough.
No.
Because even if a team is trying and actually is better than you think, or maybe pacing towards going over in their win total, you get to this time of the year, it's better for them to lose every night than it is win.
Like a month and a half, 2 months
for draft position.
For about a month and a half, 2 months ago, remember when they beat Milwaukee? And I was like, you've got to be effing kidding me. You are not going to do this now. And then, luckily, some injuries. Management stepped in.
I think the next game they shut down Jeremy Grant.
Yeah. Hey, there is a real possibility here. When you look at their schedule, they may finish the season on an 0-for-17 run.
Yeah, and as they should.
As they should.
I mean, if you want a good draft pick, that's what you should do.
Exactly.
Isn't that what Charlotte's doing?
Yes. Charlotte just shut down Ball, and
because they won last night.
Yeah.
And so they're like, whoa.
I think they're only 2 games back of San Antonio and Charlotte.
Wemby's hurt.
Yeah, dude, shut everything down.
Who else? Detroit's already been doing it.
Yeah, they've been doing that all year. All I know is last night with that loss, look, it was a foregone conclusion. It's just nice. And here's the other great thing about over-unders. It gives you an entire season worth of interest. I'm not going to lie. 60 to 70% of my Blazer interest this year when I tuned in, it was merely because of a significant wager on that over-under.
I don't like future bets for that reason. I don't like to tie up the cash.
Yeah, I understand.
I'd rather go nightly.
Yeah, I get it.
Or every other night.
But this was by far my most significant bet, and I lost. And then you had to double down and go big and see what happens. And it paid off. Paid off handsomely. Thank you.
Yeah, they suck balls. Thank
you.
And by the way, the Blazer fans, I noticed on Twitter last night, Blazer fan. Well, it wasn't even fans. It was Adam Bjarnson and Kerry Eggers.
Yeah.
They have a new love interest.
They do?
Yeah.
Who are we in love with?
You don't know?
No.
Danny would know.
Is it who all of Blazer Nation?
Talking about the... okay. Never,
that's what I mean.
Yeah.
They're leading the chart. Blazer Nation has fallen in love with a new player.
Yes, and he will be
the next guy.
He's the next guy. It's no longer Scoot, it's no longer Anthony Simons, and they got him for nothing.
That's right, and his name is
Delano Banton.
I was going to say
the Bantman. Yeah.
Delano.
What were you going to say?
Danilo? What's his name?
Canelo Alvarez? What?
Delano?
The Mexican boxing star is hooping?
Delano Blanton.
Yeah, when he came over, everyone was like,
Blanton,
he can't play a lick of offense. Yeah, Banton.
Mr. Blanton.
That's a fine beverage. Oh, yeah.
Is he good?
He can't be stopped. He's had some. He had another nice performance.
I don't want to throw another
31
person
off
under the
the
bus in the
bench.
same segment, but I'm going to. Bjornsson was like, I could see this guy anchoring the Blazers for years to come. God. What are we doing? What are we even doing?
No one, and I mean no one, falls in love faster than Portland Trailblazer fan.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, come on. It's one thing to say, I like this player. He could be a nice role player for us.
No.
And it's
role
another
player, please.
It's another to say, oh my God, this is our corner piece franchise player.
Yes.
No one else knew about him.
No.
We gave him the chance, and
That's
here
right.
is the next.
He's blossoming.
Giannis. I don't know, what position does he play?
He's a big tall wing like that.
Oh,
yes.
good. We need one of those.
And he's got cool braids. He's got cool hair.
So look at that. That guy just rolled in with running shorts on.
Yeah, he's ready to go.
I love that.
That's the beauty of this.
That is the beauty of this.
Yeah.
Got his golf clubs, all his towels.
Hey, this month,
I
in
love Towel Guy
16
on the
games,
golf course.
Delano Banton averaging 18.3 per. You could do a lot worse.
Well, look, again, Yes, you could do a lot worse. But let's not call him a cornerstone of the franchise.
Let's not call him a
Let
cornerstone.
me pull up.
Yeah, I like where Buck's going. I don't say we have to call him one, but let's not call him a
All right,
cornerstone.
I'm going to Bjarnsson's Twitter. Here's what he said. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
Bjarnsson, damn you. He said, seriously, #Rip City. I love Delano Banton. I could honestly see him leading this team for years to come. Just needed the opportunity, and now he's getting it.
Really?
Has 29 points, 9 assists with 6 minutes to play.
He went...
I told you.
Anchoring the team for years to come.
Banton.
I don't even think
What do you think?
Danny, who might be the greatest Blazer honk of all time, is going to go down the road of Banton anchoring the team for years to come.
I got a new... So Danny is here, of Dusty and Danny fame, noon to 3 here on the Fan. You can catch them tomorrow at X Golf Vancouver from noon to 3. You are a big Blazer fan. You know your Blazers.
Indeed.
Delano Blantons.
Banton.
Yep. That guy.
Yeah.
Corner piece?
No, but he's a guy that they're going to get for free, basically. He's only owed $200,000 guaranteed.
Yeah. But he's Giannis type?
No. But I can see him being a six-man kind.
Okay.
Which is
that's
interesting.
too rational for my taste.
I'm not. Listen, I know the basketballs, but I'm not super high on where they are right now. That's for sure.
Well, they suck.
Yeah, no, they do. They're not Washington Wizards bad, which is like inventing a new level of bad. But they have not identified the cornerstone yet, and that's the thing that they have to do going forward.
Well, I was just reading Adam Bjarnsson's Twitter, and he seemed to think that Banton was a corner piece leader.
You know what?
I don't know who to follow.
I love our guy here, but I also have seen him courtside at games. And
Mr. Bjarnsson?
Yeah, I mean, big time.
Banana fingers?
Just sitting there right behind the basket.
Well, he is big time.
He is big time.
And he knows his Blazers, too.
He does, and I've also seen him with more than a few pops in his hand. I'm just saying, you know?
So this might have been a drunken tweet.
It might have been. I'm just saying. It may be a part of this.
All right.
So,
all right. Well, thank you.
He is a Raider fan, so I know.
And an A's fan.
Yeah, which, I mean, that will induce drinking.
Oh, my God.
So,
no
there you
kidding.
go.
Okay, thanks, Daniel.
There's your Rational Blazers update.
All right. Darn it.
Told you, he wasn't even willing to go cornerstone.
Now,
Not
I will
even
tell
Danny
you, there's
Moran.
one other
He
angle
did.
you can go on this Banton thing, and that was introduced to me by one Andrew Nemec, who is convinced that he hits on his points prop over about 85% of the time. So, been tailing Mr. Nemec on that, on the Banton train. Been cash money.
I like that. Now that
Something you could get into.
Is actionable.
Yeah.
That is actionable.
We're already getting a lot of looks better than Scoot.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I'm going to
Well, it
that
probably
link.
does.
Yeah. Well, 31-9 last night, I think.
Who, Scoot?
No, Banton.
Nah, the Batman.
Not to get into a whole thing, but are we worried about Scoot?
Nah.
I'm going to that
He's
link.
young. Rookie, teenage point guards struggle, but, you know, look, it hadn't been great. But I don't think it's time to mash the panic button yet. But that whole when the GM comes out and says there's some guys that just hit the ground running and there's no struggles, there's some struggles.
Why would he
But with
saddle him with
Banton's
that?
leader-
That stunk.
I don't know. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, what an idiot.
It's not good.
With Banton's leadership, though, do you think that...
I would think so.
That now
yeah,
he'll-
now, yes. Under the tutelage of the 6'8",
John Ludwig.
6'8" Braden
Hey,
Wonder.
Let's take a break, okay?
Let's.
We've gone way too far here. This is enough content for one segment. When we return, we will get today's 1080 The Fan poll question in, and we will have an appearance by Roppy Brackets.
I love Roppy Brackets.
We have to tee up tonight's games. So it is 3:20. We're at X Golf Tualatin. Isaac and Suk on The Fan.
The home of Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt. He has one playoff win. Top 10 quarterback. I mean, we destroy Dak Prescott in the media if he doesn't win a playoff game, and Kirkers largely doesn't. It's just interesting to me. This isn't no longer, he's middle of the road, he's okay, but he's not bad. You need to get to a conference championship. Like, at some point, he needs to have the same standards as all of these other he's got the 5th most money ever earned.
Dirt and Spray. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on 1080 The Fan.
Now, here's a quick look at Portland traffic.
Road work continues on I-5 South at the 405 exit. 2 lanes are closed with traffic still backed up from before Columbia. Northbound I-5 is slow and go from 405 South over the Interstate Bridge. I'm Claire Beverly with traffic.
This traffic report brought to you by
the Gravely Zero-Turn Mowers and their Mow the Distance sales event.
Mow the Distance is back at your local Gravely dealer. Now through April 8th. You can save up to 25% with special financing available on America's most rugged mowers, including the ZTHD, the residential mower built to commercial standards. Visit your local Gravely dealer today.
Hey, it's Sook. And guys, for those of you with a full head of hair, congratulations. Studies show that one of the most attractive physical features is a full head of hair. It sucks to be me, because you know what the least attractive? Well, hair loss. And some say that no amount of cars or houses or success can make up for balding, as it leaves the greatest lasting impression. But it doesn't have to be that way for a lot of you. For me, it's too late. But Advanced Hair has the quick one-day solution for a lot of your hair losses that can make you look 10 to 20 years younger. No more expensive pills or topicals, just your very own natural hair guaranteed to grow. Advanced Hair has improved tens of thousands of lives, and I sure wish they were around when I went bald decades ago. Did I mention with Advanced Hair, your own natural hair begins to grow the very next day. So for your free, no-hassle consultation, call 503-832-HAIR. And if you qualify, you get $250 and 250 free hair grafts. That's 503-832-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
Commercial Industrial Auctioneers is holding their car, truck, and heavy equipment public auction this Saturday online. This online auction includes excavators, trailers, auto lifts, forklifts, box trucks, and much more. Don't forget about the pickups, SUVs, motorcycles, golf carts, even a portable house. For more information, go to commercialindustrialauctions.com. That's commercialindustrialauctions.com. Commercial Industrial Auctioneers, Oregon's leading auctioneer in heavy equipment, industrial, bankruptcy, and business liquidation.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-385-9302 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-385-9302. That's 800-385-9302. What do you have to lose? Call 800-385-9302. Again, 800-385-9302.
Hi, I'm Kamiko, the founder of Miko's Hot Chicken. When we started our family restaurant, we were also raising a family. But let me tell you, it wasn't easy. Our Chase Inc. card was there to reward us on all of our business needs. Now we have a thriving location, and we're hungry for more.
With the Chase Inc. Business Unlimited card, you can earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase, so your business can go from here to possible. Chase for business. Make more with yours. Real business owners compensated for their participation. Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank and a member FDIC. Subject to credit approval. Terms apply.
The Whiz Kids had won it. Bobby Thompson had done it.
Live from X Golf Tualatin, this is Primetime with Isaac and Souk on Portland's sports leader, 1080 The Fan.
So down on the corner, the national pastime went on trial. We're talking baseball.
Baseball. I love this tune.
Baseball.
This may be like, if I had to do like top 5 happy songs that just, no matter what mood you're in, you will start smiling and bobbing, this is up there.
This is a great song.
Yes.
Who sings this song?
Terry Cashman.
Terry Cashman.
I have no idea if Terry I think he's a Lee Greenwood, like one song, and you hold on to that. But yeah, Terry Cashman.
Okay. Well, it's opening day, guys. We made it.
Well, it's not my team's opening day, but...
Well, it is, but you got rained out.
I know. You know what I realized something, too, that, I always try to wear a baseball cap. I don't wear a lot of baseball caps. With the bald head, it can be a little abrasive. Wear a lot of stocking caps in the summer. I just try to get some sun. But I went to put on a baseball hat today, and I realized I don't really have a team hat.
I thought you had a Mets hat.
I do, but it is so it's kind of it's become that. It's become like it's so worn in. You can't really wear it out. You look you look like a hobo. It's got the sweat stains.
Now, do we wash it? You got those little? Do you have one of those little hat washer
I
things?
need one
those
of those.
Those are great.
Yeah, because that Mets hat is probably, and I'm not exact. It's probably 15, 18 years old. And then I got a Mariners hat, and I did try to wash that, and it shrunk. It was a Pro Fit, and it shrunk to where it's uncomfortable to wear. And I don't really have a baseball team hat. I have baseball caps. I'm wearing my Tacoma Rainiers hat. And mainly because I like the beer.
Now, do they open today?
I don't know if minor leagues open today or not. Not certain. So, yeah, I realized today that I should probably actually go buy a new Mets hat.
I should have worn my Royals hat today.
Yeah, I thought that.
I was at the golf course.
Yeah, I thought that you would, because when I saw the color, I was like, oh, he's wearing Royals, but no, that's like a Puma hat or something.
Puma hat, yeah, golf hat.
Yeah.
But it sounds like something you need to rectify.
I know,
big fella.
Yeah.
Yeah, opening day is great. It just, I don't know. It just, even though the weather's bad, it sort of feels like hope.
Yes.
Well,
and not with the the Mets or anything, but like I was watching the Orioles game, and just
Orioles,
your Orioles, who look really good.
Yes.
But just like the how green the grass is, and it's great.
Yeah, and we've got good weather coming. They say tomorrow, certainly Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
Yeah, the M's open up tonight up at the Pink.
My Mariners.
Your Mariners, yeah.
So that leads us to today's poll question. It is on X at 1080 The Fan. As always, it is brought to you by AAA Heating and Cooling, family business helping families for over 60 years. AAAIAQ.com. Yesterday, we asked you, how do you view the rise of sports betting in our culture? 62% of you said everything in moderation. 26% called it a dangerous epidemic, and 12% said inject it in my veins.
Yeah, I get the dangerous epidemic, but God, we do this with everything, right? Everything can kill you, and by the way, everything is killing you, and everything is dangerous. The world is tough. Wear a cup. Like, you can't protect everyone. You just can't.
Did you see what Armando Baycott said?
No, what did he was saying? He's obviously, if you don't know, he's the center from North Carolina.
He said it's terrible.
What, gambling?
Even at the last game, I guess I didn't get enough rebounds or something. I thought I played pretty good last game, but I looked at my DMs and I got like over 100 messages from people telling me that I sucked and stuff like that because I didn't get enough rebounds. I think it's definitely a little out of hand. But at the same time, too, I get the point of it. Like, if you bet a lot of money on something and you're like one pick away and somebody messes it up, I understand the part of fans being mad, but it's annoying, too, at times.
Well, again, I try to be sympathetic because I've heard this a bunch. I feel like the last month there's been a lot of this, where coaches and athletes are saying, "I don't like the fan being angry."
You're starting to hear a lot more. People come out against sports gambling.
And I do appreciate no one wants to get made fun of. No one wants to get yelled at. In fact, I tell everyone when they start here at the station, all the young guys, I'm like, don't read the messages. Like, because you're going to say that it doesn't bother you, but it's going to bother you. You can't read that stuff and not have it affect you. But at the same time, I do want to tell that guy, okay, you're making lots of money in NIL now. Your goal is to go on and play in the NBA, obviously, and make this a career. And you're letting a bunch of strangers anonymously send you crap. Like, that is really eating at you. Here's the thing. If you want, shut down your social media. Just get off of it. Like,
also, is it that much worse than like after you lose a big game? Like, because that's been going on forever.
Right. Yeah.
No, I mean, so I try to be sensitive to the whole cyberbullying thing because it's a real thing, and there are kids that kill themselves over it, and that's terrible. But there is a little bit of me, and again, this may be an age thing, there's a little bit of me that's like, you control that. Like, if I'm not that active, I'm not active at all really on anything other than Twitter, but even the text programmer that we have up in front, if someone says something really awful to me, it's just a block. I don't know why I want to let someone come into my life and call me horrible, vulgar things or threaten me at all. It's just like, okay, well, I'm not going to choose to respond to that. Cool, you don't get to message me anymore. It's not that hard. And I don't get as much as Kevin Durant or any of these NCAA stars, but it's the same principle of you do control the flow of information coming in, and yet you're not willing to do anything about it, and then you want to complain about it. And then the rest of us that do enjoy gambling responsibly or anything else, now we're sold, well, we can't do it anymore because someone's hurting your feelings. There's a disconnect there for me somewhere.
Look, if the worst thing is nasty DMs, I think we're going to be okay.
Yes.
You know, I mean, if that's the worst thing. Now, you start to get into these prop bet fixes.
Yeah.
That's pretty hairy, man.
Well, that's why I said there has to be some best practices put in.
Oh, for sure.
But
it's way better, like you've been saying, it's way better above board than it is being illegal because there are more watchdogs
So get
over
this.
the metropolitans.
Yeah, think about it. Like back in the day, right? Let's say when I was playing. I was playing at BYU. Center, I've said this a million times. It would have been so easy for me to impact games. I mean, I just fumble a snap, right? Put it over a guy's head. Miss a block on hey, it's 3rd and 8, and we're going in. Whoops, missed my block, and you're hooped, right? Nowadays, all it takes for that is me and one friend or me and 2 friends to get together and be like, hey, we'll place a couple wagers. Back in the day, you had to know some really nefarious people to want to get involved in this. And as long as I kept my mouth shut and they kept their mouth shut, and by the way, there was probably some threats of violence, Chris Webber, and that stuff would go undetected. Whereas now, those bets are regulated, they are watched really, really closely to where all of a sudden, if there is a $50,000 bet on a BYU Tulane game over the over-under and it hits, someone is going to be made aware of that. I believe it is much harder to do it now, and I think it's way easier to get caught. And so you may see more instances now of people getting caught, but I don't think that means that there is more of this going on. I think it's much, much harder, but we don't want to talk about that because that's not a sensationalistic headline.
Well, not only that, but there really wasn't. I think in the olden days, and I say olden days, let's go to the 80s, let's go to the 90s. There really wasn't a lot of social media to blow these stories up. These things happened then.
Yes.
We just didn't hear about them.
Yeah, they were more quiet.
It was some Akron running back that no one cared about.
Yeah.
Right? So now it hits social media, it's instant, headlines. Everybody sees it.
Yeah.
And I think that factors in too. But again, bottom line, everything's killing us. Individual choices. It's like cigarettes. Why, enough people dying of cigarettes, smoking cigarettes.
Yeah.
Make them illegal. No.
Yeah.
Make better choices.
Thank you.
Okay. Same thing with sports gambling. AAA heating and cooling poll question today on X. What is most rad on this rainy Thursday?
It's like that we're using the term rad.
Now, the reason I'm using rad, as you well know, I'm petty and spiteful.
Yes.
And so we had a listener. For some reason, I checked the mentions the other day, or not too long ago, and somebody was really bothered by my use of the word rad. Therefore, I have tried to mix in rad as much as possible.
I love that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Rad Racing, that movie got re-released.
I don't even know what that means.
You've never seen Rad?
No.
The 80s bicycle love classic? Starring Lori Loughlin and Bart Connor, American hero?
No.
Do yourself a favor. Look it up.
All right. I won't, but okay.
In the 80s, we tried to make BMXing a thing, So it's...
Yeah, it was a thing.
It was a thing. This was the peak of when we were like, nothing's going to be cooler than BMX bike racing, and then we all realized,
where do you BMX bike race though?
God, I don't know.
It's kind of like golf.
1986 is where you do it. You need a time machine.
Yeah. Today's question is: what is most rad on this rainy Thursday? Opening day, madness is back, or a warm, sunny weekend is ahead. Right now, opening day leading at 41%, followed by a warm, sunny weekend ahead at 38%, and only 21% say madness is back. Can you believe that? 1080 The Fan on X. That's how you vote. Please, for the love of God, vote hard.
Do it. Do it.
I see where, maybe we'll come back. We've got a few opening day nuggets for you.
Mm-hmm.
Things have already happened. And then we're going to get to Roppy Brackets.
Love me some Roppy Brackets.
Because the tournament games start up here at, I think, in about 30 minutes.
Yeah, just after
4:09.
Yeah. We get Arizona Clemson.
4:09.
Yeah. So we'll be back. It is 3:35. Here is Buck with SportsCenter.
Now.
Today's show is live from X Golf Tualatin, courtesy of George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law and Coors Light. We will also be out at X Golf Vancouver tomorrow, if you're up that way. The Vancouver Ford text line can be reached at 503-864-6326. Your dollar goes further at Vancouver Ford. They treat you right before, during, and after the sale. VancouverFord.com. It is opening day. A couple of nuggets for you. One, Adley Rutschman had another nice day.
Yes, he did. Well, I guess it would have been his first nice day of the year, but...
Well, no, when I say another nice day, you remember he went 5 for 5 last year on opening day. So he is now 7 for 9 with 6 RBI on opening day.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Not
in his career.
Well,
he's an opening day god.
The MVP candidacy begins.
God, I love him so much.
Yes.
His game is silky good.
Yeah.
So the Orioles won today. They hammered the Angels, although Mike Trout came back and hit a home run.
Oh, all right.
But remember him? You forgot about him, didn't you?
Yeah, well, it's weird for, Mike Trout. He has, 3 MVPs already? Yes. 3? And was the unquestioned best player in baseball. And then the last couple of years, the injuries in this Ohtani guy, that Mike Trout kind of got shoved to the back burner a little bit,
Yeah, 3 MVPs.
Yeah.
He's 31.
Yeah, it's a little older than you think.
Actually, 32.
No, and apparently he's not forcing his way out of L.A. or Anaheim.
Which I find weird.
I know. I hope he doesn't just sit there and wallow now and is never quite the same player and just doesn't get the recognition he deserves, because Mike Trout is just unquestioned greatness. But you play on that crappy-ass organization and you just sit there, and, again, injuries sap a little bit from you, and then before you know it, you're 34 and put a couple pounds on, and you kind of got a Griffey thing going at the end.
Look at the Tigers shutting out the White Sox 1-0.
That vicious cockfight.
My Royals already lost.
Did you see Machado try to Bo Jackson it and fail miserably?
No.
He hurt himself like a dumbass.
Bo Jack, what do you mean?
So Machado's
running up the wall?
No, Machado strikes out, and he's walking back to the dugout, and he gets all mad, and he raises the bat up to do the Bo Jackson over the knee, and brings it down, doesn't even come close, hits the knee, hurts himself, and then limps off towards the dugout.
Really?
Well, I'll tell you what, you go to break a baseball bat over your leg, you better be real confident in what the hell you're doing.
See, I thought, okay, when guys do that, isn't the bat cracked and they know it's cracked?
Some people say that, but Bo wasn't. Like, Bo would strike out, and he just was a freak and could do it.
Yeah, enough of the power hitters can do it without. But, yeah, it's common that guys who break their bat are frustrated and do that afterwards. But it's
and do it.
But if you're striking out with
Machado
that bat, it's not broken.
Yeah, it's not broken. And he does it. He raises it up way above, and you got to commit to that. I'll give him credit. Like, if you're going to do it, you really got to go for it, and he does. The problem is when you fail, that can't feel good. Have you ever tried that?
No. Well, no.
Yeah.
Why would I try doing that?
Well, I mean, I guess in college we were all dumb, and we are like O-linemen. We're like, oh, I'm telling you, I don't. And maybe we just weren't committed to it because, there's like, I wonder if you can do.
Well, it's like the team building thing where they make you break the board like
Yeah,
like
a karate sort
I've
of
done
thing.
That.
Yeah.
We did that in high school.
Yeah.
And I broke the board.
Hey. Well,
I don't know how.
Those are kind of meant to break.
Oh.
But
they set it up. Wait, you're telling me it's a fraud?
A little bit, yeah.
God, I felt so good.
Like 6-year-olds break those.
Little kids were cheering for me.
Yeah. The baseball bat, and again, I haven't tried this in 25 years, but when we did, there was like 6 of us. Not one of us succeeded. And after like the first 2 guys got hurt, like they were like, oh my God. Then the rest of us, you're a little, then you don't go as hard. And when you don't go as hard, you can't break it. That Bo Jackson thing, especially over the head, that's insane.
So did Machado then, did he only try it once, or did he keep trying?
No, he tried it once, then limped off kind of towards the dugout.
Oh, my God.
And I would like to believe that when he got to the dugout, that everyone in the dugout immediately made fun of him. Because I certainly would have.
Guaranteed.
Good one, Bo, you dumbass. You're going to have a bruise on that thing for about a week.
You can now find that over on the
Royals lost to the
@1080 The Fan Twitter account, or the X account.
Yes,
It's
nice. Content.
Yes.
The Twins beat the Royals 4-1, but their star shortstop, or maybe he plays third base. I don't know where they have him, but Royce Lewis is already hurt.
Oh.
For those of you who follow Twins baseball.
Tasty.
He's a hot shot, but he cannot stay healthy.
No.
And he got pulled today.
Oh, and by the way, our man Corbin Burns in the Orioles did 6 innings, 1 hit, 1 run, and 11 strikeouts.
The Orioles are nasty.
Yes.
My Orioles.
They are quite good.
We also have Yankees-Astros going to the bottom of the 9th with the Yankees leading that one 5-4.
60-day DL to start the season for Garrett Cole.
Yeah. They need him.
Well, dude, 60-day with elbow. Does anyone doubt that at some point in those 60 days we're hearing, thanks for coming, we're Tommy John?
I'm surprised. Well, yeah, they're probably trying to hold on to see if they can salvage something this season, but you're right. It's probably...
It's not good.
Dodgers beat the Cardinals 7-1 behind Shohei. God, that lineup is... I was watching that game earlier.
Yep.
That lineup is freaking sick.
Yeah, I would say Betts, Ohtani, Freeman, Smith, Muncy, Hernandez. Just that's what 1 through 7. Come on.
Freeman homered, Betts homered, Ohtani went 2 for 3. You know, the Dodgers have 4 MVPs on their team.
Right, Betts, Ohtani. They got Kershaw, huh?
Yeah, and Freeman.
I was like, wait, who's the fourth? I was like, yeah, Freeman, but yeah, that Freddie Freeman thing. But it kind of worked out well for the Braves too. They're doing just fine.
So the Dodgers are the 6th team ever with 4 MVPs on the same team in the season. They had it. They didn't have it last year because Bellinger left. So in 2022 they had it with Kershaw, Freeman, Betts, and Bellinger.
Am I wrong, or did Bellinger sign with the Rockies?
No, he's with the Cubs.
Did he go back to the Cubs?
Yeah.
Did someone sign with the Rockies? Who am I?
What is
who was the Colorado Rockies?
2021, the Dodgers had Kershaw, Betts, Bellinger, and Pujols. So the Dodgers now have had 4 MVPs on the same team 3 out of the last 4 years, and different in a different grouping.
Yeah,
which is wild.
It's ridiculous.
The other teams to have 4 MVPs on the same team in one season would be the 1996 Red Sox, who had Jose Canseco, Roger Clemens, Mo Vaughn, and Kevin Mitchell.
Wow. Yeah, but that was kind of...
Yeah, that was them being desperate. And then 1982 Angels, this was a badass team. They had Reggie Jackson, Rod Carew, Fred Lynn, and Don Baylor.
Good grief.
And then the Reds, 1978, also badass. Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Pete Rose, and George Foster.
Yeah, the old Big Red Machine.
But this year, the Dodgers, of course, have Kershaw, Freeman, Betts, and Ohtani. Just the 6th team ever.
It's going to be fun when they lose to the Braves.
I know. We have to root against them, right?
Right?
And I really
But I like Ohtani.
I love Ohtani. I think
do,
Ohtani's wonderful, and I root for him. But
And I like Freddie Freeman, too.
I do. I know.
I said it. Like, I want to root. And by the way, Mookie Betts seems a delightful individual, too.
He's fine.
They're easy to root for. It's just... you can't, because it's rooting for an evil empire thing. It's just like the Yankees on the West Coast.
That's
So
what it is, yeah.
Yes, it's Yankees West. Yeah, I want to focus my hatred on the Astros, but you're right. Like, you can't pull for the Dodgers.
No, you just can't.
You can't.
You're not allowed to.
No. If you're not from or live in Los Angeles, or at least the surrounding area, you can't be a Dodger fan. Didn't Swag punt on the Dodgers a couple years ago already?
No, he's still Dodgers. He punted on the Cowboys.
Punted on the Cowboys.
Oh, good.
Yeah, he disavowed being a Cowboys
punt on
fan.
them. Yeah.
All right, up next, Roppy Brackets, 349 on the Fan. All right, Isaac sticking around for a Window Nation.
The Fan.
Yeah, that's right.
Rest in peace, the greatness that is Tom Petty.
Primetime with Isaac and Suk. Yeah, he died, right?
Yeah, he died. Yeah, it was one of those kind of like, whoa. I didn't like that.
It was like, whoa.
Well, you know, when you get to be our age.
Well, it wasn't that shocking. He's old.
Well, he wasn't that old. I think he was like, I don't even know if he was 70. I think he was early. I think he was early. I want to say late 60s.
Oh, you're right. 66.
Yeah, he was young.
Yeah, a little too young.
Yeah, and he wasn't like
a little too
he
soon.
wasn't like a big fat guy or anything. Yeah, he rolled a couple from the greenvine, but who doesn't?
What'd he die of?
I think drugs may have gotten him.
I think he was doing the
He
like
was
Michael Jackson thing, wasn't he? Where he was like just taking way too much of the downers at bedtime.
I just think I don't remember if that's what it was, like what exactly, but it was he EOD'd. He had the druggos got him.
You know, he was only 9 years older than Prince when Prince died. Prince was actually 57.
Boy, he was only 57?
Well, I mean, I know he was young, and we think of it, you know, his death as when he was young, but 57's kind of, I mean, almost 60?
No bueno.
I'm saying that he's actually older than I thought. In other words, I'm saying with Prince, he died older than I thought.
Yeah.
I would have said 51. He was 57.
Tom
they're
Petty,
saying that
accidental
Tom Petty
overdose with fentanyl and oxy.
Yeah. Yeah, he broke his hip. And, you know, you've got into the whole, you know, I'm guessing at that age you break a hip.
That damn fentanyl.
Serious stuff. Well, and then
God.
Well, I went another one of my all-time faves, John Prine, but the COVID got him.
The vid
got John Prine.
Well, it was probably the poke. He got the jab.
No, this was before the poke.
Oh.
John Prine died before the jab. So at least that's one thing. No one can be like, well, you know, like Marvin Hagler like passed away, and immediately people were like, oh, it was the jab. Prine was just old and in bad shape and got
Are you
COVID.
sure the illegals didn't get him?
Well, I would think so. The open border.
That's probably what
the
it
open borders.
It was probably
got
a
him.
bus full of illegals.
I would think so.
Which, by the way, I have news on that coming up next hour.
On the bridge. Did you see that?
The bridge.
The Baltimore bridge.
Oh, well, they found a couple bros in a truck in the water.
Yeah. Well, Geraldo, believe it. This is gonna pain me, but because yesterday I had to give credit.
You and Clay Travis.
I had to say,
you and your old friend Clay Travis.
I agreed with Clay Travis, and today I thought Geraldo Rivera, yes, that Geraldo, made a phenomenal point. And do you realize that 2 days in a row now I have had to give credit to Clay Travis and Geraldo Rivera?
Who's up tomorrow? Consume Geraldo Rivera.
I can't. If it happens tomorrow, I may just die. And people are like, what's he going to die of? And the answer is going to be Clay Travis, Geraldo, and like Skip Bayless.
I bet tomorrow it's Alex Jones.
I just then off me. If I have to come on this program tomorrow and say that Alex Jones was right, just throw me off a bridge.
You know who's got something to say? That Tucker Carlson.
Oh, God.
Is he still on? He's not on. He's
got his own thing. He's doing his own.
See, all these people, I don't know why people consume well, I know why some people consume all these.
It just comes across my timeline. Geraldo made a great point.
You know, you can change that. Where's Geraldo?
I think he does Fox.
He's on Fox?
I think he's a contributor to Fox.
But he's not crazy, is he? Is Geraldo crazy?
A bit of a perv as well, but for all the border stuff, and we're yelling and screaming about that being the worst thing to ever happen. The 6 men that died on the Baltimore Bridge were all illegal immigrants that were filling potholes and working on that bridge at 1:30 in the morning because it's an extremely dangerous job. And he pointed out that he hasn't heard one person bitch and moan about any one of them coming in to take their jobs, because those are jobs that people don't want. And yet we sit there and yell and scream about it, but we want them to do those jobs because we're not willing to do them. And so he goes, for every time you yell and scream about that, I want someone to acknowledge that they were doing a very difficult, dangerous job. They died doing it. And he said, say their names. And they were from like Honduras, and they were from Mexico. And he's like, no one will bring that up. And I thought it was a really, really valid point.
Except for him.
And I was like, son of a bitch. Clay Travis and Geraldo on back-to-back days making great points. What is happening?
Isn't that an obvious point?
But at least he made it.
Yeah, on Fox News.
Yes,
yeah,
he made it to those people. So, hey, all right. I'll give credit where it's due.
Well, we have a segment that we will carve out next hour called Wack Job politician news, and I've got 2 bits of it.
Oh.
And
no Toltina, I hope?
It has spilled into sports. I don't know if you saw this.
No, I don't think I have.
There was a bus of basketball players invading Michigan.
No, I have not seen this.
Yeah, illegal basketball
players.
Yeah, according to one politician.
Well, they were joking today because Dusty and Danny were talking about there's a feud going between Sweden and Norway right now because the Norwegians are hoarding eggs. And the Swedes can't get their hands on them for Easter.
I've always wondered that about the Scandinavian countries. Do they have a big rivalry up there between them?
We enjoy the Scandinavian brotherhood, but yeah, there's definitely some.
Do they all hate each other, or are they all just?
There's this. Everyone thinks that they're superior to the other, and we know the answer is the Swedes are the best.
Sweden's the best one.
Sweden's the best one, and we're.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I found the Scandinavian people to be
biased.
very kind, though, across the board, whether that's Finnish, Norwegian, or Swedish.
They're wonderful people.
Yeah, they're great, and everybody always says that's like the best place, like the
They're the
work-life balance. They're the happiest people on earth.
Whenever they do
but
that,
I do often wonder if they all, in turn, because there's always something deep-rooted.
Yes.
That nobody ever talks about. Right?
Yes.
Like they're right next to each other.
Yeah.
They all. It's like, do they all hate each other?
They don't hate each other like the Asians hate each other.
Yeah, because they all.
The
Asians
hate
each other.
Yes, they do. It's phenomenal.
Yeah.
The Scandinavians all love and embrace. It's not hate. It's just that we're better than you. There's a little a little bit of that.
Power rank the Scandinavian countries. Because I've never been up. Have you been up there?
Yeah, Sweden won clearly because I'm Swedish.
Again, biased, but
yeah.
right.
And then I'm going to go with the Danes. I like the Danes.
Okay.
And then I'm going. I'm partial. I like my Icelandic people. I'm going Iceland.
Wow.
And then I'm going to give you. Then I'm going to give you the Finns, and then I'm going to give you then I'll give you the Norwegians.
Really, Norway last?
I'm going Norway last.
See, I thought Norway would be higher.
Well, they're
only because of Oslo.
They're next door to Sweden, so we like to kind of.
Yeah, so you hate them.
We like to look down on them a little bit.
Yeah.
But we were joking because Dusty and Danny were talking about that, and my mom was an illegal immigrant.
What?
Yeah, those damn open borders, man. Yeah, my mom was an illegal for years and years and years.
As the text line points out, in hockey, those Scandos hate each other. The Scandinavian nations. They really get after in hockey.
There's a big rival there in hockey. Yeah, whoever wins in hockey and cross-country skiing, there's some big balls pride there. But yeah, my mom.
I have changed my entire opinion about you.
My mom is I
want you deported.
Yeah, I used to love it all the time. Like I would always joke with my mom growing up. I'm like, hey, all those who can't vote, raise your hand. Look at you, bool.
All right, Roppy Brackets is next. We're at X Golf Tualatin on the Fan. It is 4:07 with Isaac and Souk. We are at X Golf Tualatin. We'll be at X Golf Vancouver tomorrow. It is time for Roppy Brackets as we're about to get underway with the Sweet 16.
Arizona and Clemson, which Arizona, yes. Clemson, you know, what is Dabo? It's weird because it's not an underdog because it's Clemson. But it's also not a school that I give a damn about because it's Clemson, so it's a little clunky.
That's what I was going to ask. Can Cinderella be from the ACC?
No.
Because
maybe it's like Vanderbilt. Well, I guess that would be SEC. But
NC State's the highest remaining seed, so they're ACC too.
Yeah.
That's what I was getting at. So I think that, I mean, we really don't have a Cinderella in the Sweet 16 unless you count NC State. But I don't know that we count NC State because
would Creighton? I mean,
no, dude, they're a 3 seed.
I know, but it's Creighton, but
no, they're good. They're like Gonzaga.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they're Gonzaga light.
Yeah,
you know,
it's weird. I can't.
25% of the Sweet 16 is from the ACC.
Yeah,
and 2 of those teams, Clemson and NC State, are I think the lowest seeds remaining. You know, the Cinderella is San Diego State. But they're a 5 seed,
and they were in the Final Four last year. So
yes.
is that really?
They were in the
Cinderella?
final last year.
We don't have a Cinderella.
Yeah, the final. Yeah,
final.
And we got a rematch of the final, and yet no one really cares. Meanwhile, the Big East.
Well, I care.
The Big East just keeps rolling, and so that whole narrative of the Big East got screwed with only getting a couple teams in, turns out that's correct.
Yeah. Well, so we don't really have a Cinderella, but that's okay. That's okay. It's a good Sweet 16.
It is, but it'd be kind of fun if we had some. You're telling me if I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, like if Yale was here right now, if this was Yale in Arizona.
Well, I was really pulling for Oakland.
Yes.
I liked Oakland.
Oakland and the coach with the Christmas sweater, and he'd been there for 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been a fun story. But like last year, Florida Atlantic, right, was a fun one.
Yeah. So tonight we have.
But when Syracuse, makes it as a Final Four team, being the last 4 in, that's not Cinderella.
Tonight we have Clemson, Arizona, about to get underway. This hour, about 30 minutes from now, we'll have UConn, San Diego State, which is shockingly uninteresting for a title game rematch.
Well, and that spread's like 12.5.
Yeah, well, you can't make the UConn spreads high enough.
No, they're just kicking.
They beat everybody by double digits.
Kicking the hell out of everybody.
And so far this tournament, all the double digits are covering.
Yeah.
All the double-digit favorites are covering. Then tonight at 6:45, we'll get North Carolina, Alabama, which I don't know. Alabama gets up and down. And
Bama quietly, the last couple of years, they're pulling a Clemson there. I mean, the last couple of years, Bama's been good. I mean, last year they were upset, but wasn't Bama a 1 seed last year?
Yeah, I think they were.
I think they were a 1 seed.
Nate Oates. Isn't that the guy who takes his shirt off?
No, that's Eric Musselman.
That's the guy
No, different guy. That's Eric Musselman. Nate Oates is the dude that defended Brandon Miller in the whole gun thing.
That's right. He was the one that was like, trying to make excuses for Brandon Miller.
And Musselman was Arkansas. He was Arkansas. I don't know where he is now. Maybe he still is.
But yeah, Bama quietly has put together a little basketball run here, down there at the old Tuscaloosa residence.
Musselman's still at Arkansas.
Yeah,
they beat Kansas last year. Okay, I get my Southern A's mixed up.
Southern high tea bros.
Yeah, because Oates is always That's right. Oates is the one with the plaid jackets, and he's always barking at the refs.
Yes.
He does not shut up.
He's a giant doucher.
I hate them, and I hate North Carolina. I'm not gonna watch.
You hate Carolina?
I do. I don't like North Carolina.
All right.
I've never liked North
Carolina.
Carolina.
And then the nightcap on TBS and True, we got Illinois and Iowa State,
which is not that interesting, but is probably going to be a great game.
I have not seen 1 second of Illinois play
Neither have I.
all year, including the NCAA tournament.
Me neither.
Quick, who did Illinois beat in the first 2 games? Anybody?
They beat
an 11 seed in their last one. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Yeah, again.
Their big storyline, though, is their leading scorer was accused of felony rape before the season, and then and they
I remember that.
and they were going to hold him out, and then he sued to get an injunction to play. So that is still hanging over him, but he's playing.
Do you guys think he's an illegal?
Jeez.
What? This is Fox News.
They beat Morehead State.
Okay.
And they beat the Dukes.
Oh,
Duquesne.
Oh, Duquesne. Yeah, I never would have gotten that.
Yeah, right?
I could have sat here for an 7 hours, never got
Not
it.
1 second of Illinois have I watched.
No, but I guess I was talking to my man who's a big college basketball guy because I was ready to pounce on Iowa State. I love Iowa State.
Yeah.
I've seen Iowa State
and
a lot.
they won the Big 12. Well, the tournament.
Iowa State is really good.
And you love their
But
coach, right?
He said, watch it. Their coach is fantastic. They're really well coached. But he said, watch out for Illinois. This guard, Shannon something or other. Maybe
Terrence
that's the
Shannon,
player
that's the same guy, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the same guy.
Yeah.
I guess he's legit. So that could be a great game. I don't know. It's not that interesting. Next, tomorrow, we get NC State Marquette. Again.
No, but at least if you're going to get like an ACC team or a Power 5 that is going to be a Cinderella that's easy to root for, isn't it North Carolina State because of the Jimmy V thing?
Jimmy V, no.
Well,
that means nothing to me.
Well, but I'm just saying, North Carolina State at least has the history of being like the greatest Cinderella of all time. So does that give you a little?
I never
like
even
a
thought
little,
of it.
No,
No.
not even a little cachet.
Not a little. Well, for me, it didn't. But now that you mention it, okay, I'll buy into that.
Especially if
But
they
have
replace
that big fat
themselves
guy.
as the greatest Cinderella ever, you know? Because it'd be a worse
They have the
seed
big
than
fat
they were.
guy that everyone keeps giving cake after games and stuff.
He's great. You know, their story is great. They've won. I think they said that they've won 7 games in 12 days.
Yes, because
they rolled through the ACC tournament with 5 wins.
5 wins in 5 days.
Yeah, and then they won 2 more in the NCAA tournament. I mean,
That's
they're
fun. Well, there you go.
They're on a run.
There's something to root for.
Yeah, but they're not really a Cinderella.
Well, they wouldn't have been in the.
And then we have
not by like old standards. They would not have been in the tournament.
Yes.
Right.
They were a win and in.
So then tomorrow, I think the last 3 games tomorrow are the 3 best games of the Sweet 16.
Someone points out on the Vancouver Ford text line, the docket of games tonight is JV compared to tomorrow's.
Yeah. So the last 3 tomorrow, 4:45 Gonzaga Purdue.
That's my best one.
That's great. 6:45 Duke Houston.
Yeah.
And then 7:10 Creighton Tennessee, which that's a really good matchup.
And by the way, Tennessee right now is just kicking the living hell out of people. And
never sleep on Rick Barnes choking.
Yes.
Just remember that.
Give it time.
Rick Barnes,
Texas Rick Barnes.
the king of choking.
And the best game actually to watch might be Houston and Duke.
I think Houston might give them how's your father?
I'm excited. I think those 2 games with Gonzaga and Purdue, and then with Duke and Houston. And even though Coach K's not there, and I can't say that I root for Kelvin Sampson, go Cougs.
Who is most on upset alert, do you think? Probably Purdue, right?
I would assume so. And
because they're always on upset.
And is that really an upset? Like if Gonzaga,
that's a good question.
If Gonzaga beats them,
yeah, I mean it is because Purdue has been really good all year.
And Gonzaga had some early season struggles, but that just. I mean, Gonzaga hammered Kansas.
Well, Gonzaga's good. We know what Gonzaga will bring to the table. Purdue is just, they're that team that you just never really can trust.
No.
Even
though they have the 2-time player of the year. And, I mean, they're 31-4, for God's sakes.
Is he that good?
He's good in college. And Gonzaga's center is 6'8".
Yeah, our boy from
local. You would think that they just pounded into Zach Edey and just every time. But by the way, Purdue's favored 5.5 or 6 in that game. So
I'll take the Zags.
Yeah, maybe that is a legit upset if they pull that off. By the way, the most of the lines are pretty decent. I mentioned UConn's favored by 12. Everything else is single digits. And then like Marquette's favored by 6.5. Purdue 5.5. Houston 4.5, Tennessee only 2.5 over Creighton. So at least
Creighton's a nasty underdog.
At least from a gambling standpoint, the only one, North Carolina 4.5, Iowa State only 1.5 over the Fighting Illini. So the only one that's really lopsided is Connecticut. And honestly, at this point, is Connecticut is any team, if they play Connecticut right now, are they within 6? Are they within 7?
Any team?
Any team.
Yes.
You think?
I bet you they don't win it.
I'm not talking about. I'm saying Vegas line. I mean, Connecticut is hammering people. Do you think if they played North Carolina right now, what's that spread? You think it's 5? You think it's 4?
4.5, maybe. I mean, I don't.
Let's see if I can find some look ahead lines.
See if you can find some look ahead. I can text our boy Hugh.
Yeah, see what...
you know where Hugh is right now? Hugh from A&A.
Formerly of A&A.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's
now.
moved on.
He's moved on, but he's at Royals opening day, or was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's out there in Kansas City.
Yeah, he's a Midwest guy, right?
Well, his daughter lives in Colorado.
Okay.
So he goes out there to visit her. But here's a hot... Would you like a hot gambling nugget?
Give it to me.
From, it's not even Roppy Brackets, it's Bucky Brackets.
What do we got?
Bucky Brackets back in the studio texted me, and he said Rick Barnes is 4-16 against the spread in his last 20 tournament games.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you talked about choking. I heard that stat. Yeah.
Dude,
never underestimate.
He will get out-coached by McDermott, trust me. But that doesn't mean they won't win, because they've got good players. What else?
I'm looking ahead to see if I can find some spreads
for
UConn.
Wait, I have one more thing. Maybe we'll have to take a break and come back. I saw something today that was actually very encouraging for the NCAA tournament.
All right.
And we'll get to that next. I'll have to put... So in our 5 o'clock hour, we'll move the segment entitled Whack Job Politician News.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do that in the 5 o'clock hour.
By the way, right now, according to DraftKings, UConn favorites to win the whole thing at plus 200. The next best team is at plus 550.
Yeah.
So if it tell you how much of a favorite UConn is.
I get it, but they're still plus money.
Yeah, still
There's
plus
a long
money.
way to go, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I bet they don't go back to back.
Houston, by the way, that is the other
Boy, I
next
tell you,
best team.
if you told me what team will win it, or if you asked me what team will win it, I'd tell you them. That team is.
Yeah.
They're pretty nasty.
Yeah, they are, and yet they.
I know.
They had a close call last one.
They're one of those teams that probably should win one while Kelvin Sampson has it cruising like this.
Yeah.
But likely won't. But they're really, boy, I don't know, man. Of the teams that I've watched, that team.
Yeah, you saw them a bunch in the Big 12.
They look poised.
Yeah.
They're really good. All right, we'll get to something that's pretty encouraging about the NCAA tournament that's new this year, and we'll get to that next. It is 4:20 from X-Golf Tualatin. It's Isaac and Suk on the Fan.
The home of dirt and spray.
Oregon State, Washington State, you're just biding your time. The writing on the wall is that you're likely going to end
Okay, so how worried do you get about a team 8 minutes into a game at March Madness?
No.
How worried do you get?
It depends. Like if you're down 20-0.
What if you're down 14-6?
It's not good, but you're fine. You're fine. Arizona off to a bit of a slow start. I guarantee you that by the time we hit the half, Arizona will be within four or five.
Okay, they're down 16-6.
It's a 10-point lead. 10-point lead.
Look at you.
Yeah, it's fine.
Not worried at all. Meanwhile, Arizona fans' butt cheeks are clenched.
Well, and it's Arizona, too.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Which fan base has least confidence in their school? Tennessee, knowing that Rick Barnes is at the helm, or Arizona because it's Arizona?
I think Arizona. Although Tennessee, they're probably getting there.
Yeah.
With old Slick Rick.
Yep.
So some other bracket musings here before we get to in the news. I saw where, and I'd actually forgotten they'd changed this, and even though they changed it, I didn't necessarily think it would be that big of an impact. But they are saying that in this tournament, this year, the NCAA tournament, that scoring is up to 73.1 points per game per team.
Okay.
Which is, I think they said 3.5 points higher per team, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's actually a lot. They are saying now that offensive efficiency is the highest it's been in college basketball since 1997.
Have they seen Virginia and Colorado State play?
Well, it's like if you watch the tournament, you probably wouldn't think that, right?
I wouldn't think so because there's some really bad offense.
Yeah, and that has been a theme over the last handful of years. It's like, wow, it's really hard to watch this and that. Well, they changed the block rule in college, and apparently it's opened up the game because it's allowed guys to actually
be more aggressive and get to the rim.
Yeah, get to the hoop, get to the basketball ring, as Ted Cruz would say.
Yes, the old basketball ring.
So it used to be that, and I forgot they changed this, and it's kind of not even that noticeable that they changed it, but it is leading to a more open offensive game. But just last year, if a guy slid over to take a charge, it was typically called a charge.
Yes, whereas now you have to be like the NBA.
You have to be set now. And so it's really changed how aggressive offensive players are in college, and that is a good thing. Because there aren't a lot of guys in college who can really put the ball on the floor and get to the rim and finish.
Well, and that's why you see so much in college, coaches just focus on defense. And, there's a lot of teams that play really good defense, and it doesn't always lead to great action because teams struggle on offense. How many times do you watch a team just throw the ball around the perimeter until there's 4 seconds left, and then it's a one-on-one garbage shot with a guy that really can't create on his own?
Well, that is one thing I like about college, and I've always liked about college basketball. And call me old-fashioned.
You are old-fashioned.
But
you like the slapping of the floor?
I like defense, man. I like team defense.
I can appreciate when you watch a team that plays very hard on the defensive end.
I love that.
But at the same time, it can be frustrating watching a game. I mean, we've had 3 NCAA tournament games this year where a team has gone 10 actual minutes of time without scoring a basket.
Oh, God.
Virginia did it. Colorado State did it. And I'm trying to think of who the other one was. And the Virginia one went 14.
Almost that hot, checking me out.
Clearly wanted you. Almost 15 minutes of time. I mean, that's...
So which would you rather have? Would you rather have the NBA model where guys can't really be stopped, and so
they can't
pros
play defense.
don't really play defense?
Yeah.
Or would you rather have college model where it gets clunky, but you have good team defense?
Well,
not that you don't have good team defense in the NBA, because you do. It's just
you
really hard to stop some of these guys.
Well, it's really the inverse of this whole thing, because the players in the NBA, with the way the rules are set up, you cannot guard Luka, Kyrie, Durant. It is impossible. Even Barkley came out. I mean, it was yesterday.
You can't stop him.
He said it is impossible.
Yeah, and I think there are more and more guys that are becoming unstoppable.
Yes.
In other words, it used to be just the top 4 or 5 stars. Maybe you couldn't stop. They were unique. There's a lot of guys you can't stop.
Yes, that aren't necessarily like great all-around players.
Exactly.
But in a one-on-one game, good luck. And so the NBA is basically just, hey, pick and roll. Yeah. Right? You set a pick, I get you in a screen, and I've got a guy that you can't keep in front of you, and he's going to get his shot or he's going to get someone to roll into the hoop.
I don't love that. I got to be honest. Again, I'm old-fashioned. I
understand.
I don't love that.
I like the college game. I just wish – I'll say this. If you gave me a high what would you say?
Octane?
High octane college game, I will take that over the NBA game. How about that?
And there have been a few.
There have been a few.
In this tournament.
Yes.
Like Houston, that's why I like Houston.
Yeah.
Houston is the number one defensive team in the country.
Yeah.
Kelvin Sampson can coach defense, but if you watch them,
they'll get up and down.
They can score.
Yep.
I mean, they've got some guys who can shoot.
Yes.
They've kind of got it all.
Yeah. It's fun to me when you get a college team that's willing to run, and you can still see the effort that they're playing on defense, because there are times in the NBA where, and by times I mean a lot, where don't we all just say, can we just get to the final 5 minutes to where it kind of it turns up, and then we'll see where this goes.
Exactly. Well, just the other night, what was it? Was it was Lakers Bucks?
Yeah.
Bucks were up 19.
Yeah. And away it went.
And they lost.
Yeah.
So again, the old adage still stands. You don't ever really have to watch an NBA game until the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
You just don't.
Yeah.
Even if a team's up 20, you didn't miss anything. Watch the fourth quarter; they could come back. It's wild like that.
Well, and someone points out, like I know that the coach makes it a little unlikable, and they had the Brandon Miller thing, but Alabama is a good version of it. Alabama is a fun team to watch.
They get up and down.
They get up and down, but they still play defense.
So they also said that the turnover rate in college basketball is at an all-time low, which you wouldn't know by watching the tournament because it seems like they turn it over all the time.
Yeah.
But it's at an all-time low, and offensive fouls are down 36%.
Well,
so
I'll be damned.
Offensive efficiency is the highest it's been since 1997. Scoring is up 3.5 points per game per team, and turnover rate is at an all-time low, and offensive fouls are down 36% just by changing the block rule.
Does it have something to with some of these guys sticking around? We got a lot of super seniors and guys sticking around, and not necessarily all the one and dones.
The COVID thing might have helped. Yeah. You get that extra year with COVID.
By the way, I looked at fastest paced teams in college basketball this year.
Yeah.
And we got a couple still hanging around. Alabama 5 and Arizona number 7. Kentucky was up there too, but thanks for coming.
Well, Arizona has 10 points in the first 10 minutes.
Well, but it goes to show you that even if they, down, Arizona's a team that can come back because they can get up and down. They have a lot of possessions.
That is Roppy brackets. I actually have more Roppy brackets later.
All right.
I mean, just a couple little things.
Yeah, I like little nuggets.
Do you like watching Jim Nantz in the stands? Isn't that weird?
It's very strange.
Yeah.
Is he giving someone a tie? Can I say that?
Well, Jim, if you haven't seen, Jim Nantz went to Houston, so he's not calling the Houston game.
He's just
in
there.
the stands, and they show him, and it's so odd to see Jim Nantz not calling the game, rather in Houston gear, high-fiving fans.
Can I make a statement?
I think you can.
You
have a radio show
outside of the Masters, which I'm taking. He is the voice of the Masters.
Wait a minute. You're stealing this from me. I have been saying this for years, that Jim Nantz is the most overrated broadcaster.
It's the Masters is great. I got no problem.
Great at
outside
golf.
of that,
he's overrated.
I'm good.
Totally overrated.
I'm fine, Jim. Go over there. Enjoy the stands.
He's not that good.
I tend to agree.
But golf.
Yeah. Golf, he's great.
Maybe it's just the voice.
I think it is. Well, and he's just become synonymous with it, right? Hello, friends. It works. It works.
Okay, we'll get to whack job politician news coming up. More Roppy brackets as well, but we got to move on to In the News coming up next. You know, the investigation into that $17,000 water bill? Remember that?
I do remember that.
That's complete. We have figured out
what happened.
We have figured out what happened there.
There was gold in the water.
And rest in peace, Eddie. Next, here's Buck.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk,
That's me there on guitar. It is 4:40. I'm Isaac. That's Sook.
Right here.
He's on my left. I am on his right. Danny Meringue leaving the building after a quality radio broadcast today.
He's
got his Cardinals hat on.
In a canteen.
Yeah, he always carries his military canteen.
Yeah.
I respect it.
It's important to stay hydrated.
I respect it.
Yeah.
You know what it also does? It sends a message to people.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
hey, you know what's up.
Yeah. Here's my past.
At least
right here in a water bottle.
At least he actually did it, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because look, there's a lot of people that wear the grunt style clothing and a lot of camo.
That's fair.
And they're in a militia and they nickname. Yeah, he doesn't wear camo, right?
Why not?
They call themselves like blood agent or something.
Let me ask you a question. Sorry.
Yeah.
Can a regular bro wear camo? Is that like a? As long as you're not. Yeah. Okay. So he said, as long as you're not trying to impersonate stolen valor stuff, then they don't care.
I just find.
But I would never wear. I think camo looks cool. I would never wear it out of respect for
it's a bold statement.
Like, I don't want to.
No.
Why would I do that?
It's bold.
What do I need to stay hidden on the golf course? Like, I mean,
hey, maybe that's a good idea, right?
Well,
you know, they don't see you coming out there. Yeah, I'm fascinated by like the militia people that, Operation Gravy Train, who want to pretend like they're in the military, but actually don't want to do a sit-up. And like, you can join the military instead of like playing out in the woods with your buddies. You can just join the military, and they'll give you a gun. That can happen.
What was I going to tell you?
I don't know.
I can't remember.
Something about the news?
It's March 28, 2024. It is time for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. Thank you. We are at X Golf Tualatin today. Thank you.
Everybody,
if you'd like to come see me in the flesh.
Yeah. You in your golf shoes?
That's right. Well, it is a golf facility.
When you go to the batting cages, do you wear your cleats?
Yep.
Strap on your Griffey high tops and get in there and start taking some swings.
I came hard. Two things I love today. Oh God.
You did.
Come on, guys.
You brought it.
By the way, I have masturbation news.
From Johnson to Hand, the batter will be Mastroboni.
There's a drop for everything.
Two things today I love.
Okay.
One is it is National Hot Tub Day, and I love a hot tub.
Yes.
I love it.
Hot
tub is great.
I got bad hot tub news.
Did yours break?
Went out last night, right? I got a bourbon in hand. I got a cigar lit, ready to go. I'm heading out. I open up the lid, water, ice cold.
So what is that?
I don't know. You
got to call a guy?
I got to call a guy. So I checked and thought maybe the circuit breaker, but I disconnected it, and the circuit's strong, which means something wrong. So,
boy, what a terrible feeling.
But it's poured. The cigar is lit. I'm ready to go. Yeah. We're set.
I love the hot tub, man.
Climbing in, and the Tootsie, ice cold. Oh, it was devastating.
No, I would never own one just because, I don't know, they seem like trouble.
I
love
you're
them,
saying. I love them.
If there's ever a hot tub, I'm taking a dip.
Yeah.
And the other one today is piano. It's piano day, and I love piano.
One of my great regrets in life is that when I was young, I didn't take lessons. And it probably wouldn't have helped because I am a horrible musician. But, boy, I am sure jealous of people that can sit down and play the piano.
As I have told you many times, one of my biggest regrets is that I quit playing piano.
Yep.
Because I could play a little piano when I was young,
yeah.
And then I thought it wasn't cool.
And now look at you.
And neither was my rat tail. And now look at me.
You wish you had both.
All right, which would you like first? I've got three stories that I think we're going to get to here in the news today. I'm pretty confident we can get to all three.
All right.
We've got Eddie the Otter has died.
Rest in peace.
I've got the investigation into the $17,000 water bill. And I've got masturbation news.
Well, I want to say masturbation news, but I need to get to the bottom of the $17,000 water bill.
Also, technically, doesn't the masturbation news cross over with the Otter?
Well, that is true.
Yes, because the Otter used to masturbate.
Yeah.
Loved it.
Why?
For everyone to see.
I have told the story.
And he doesn't go to jail. This guy does.
I have told the story of my Eddie the Otter experience.
What's that about?
And it's one of the great moments I ever had at the zoo. I saw Eddie the Otter going at it. And there was a little, school group, right, there. And one of them was, look at that otter. He's playing with himself. And the teacher was like, well, no. And the zoo lady was right there and turned and was like, actually, that is what he's doing.
Actually, he's going to town.
And then she went into a thing about how otter, what did she call it? Self-gratification. And the look on that teacher's face and the little kid.
How old was the kid?
6, 7 years old.
They can handle it.
All I know is in that moment, I started laughing so hard. It's the best moment I've ever had at the zoo. When some teacher tried to do that, that's not what's happening. Actually, ma'am, that's exactly what's happening.
How about don't lie to the kids?
Exactly.
Okay.
The kids know
the kid knew.
The kid knows what the otter's up to.
God.
And by the way, anyone watching that otter knew what was going down.
The Portland Water Bureau has completed its investigation after a family received a $17,000 water bill. They found that the family had demolished a dwelling unit behind their home, and the Bureau believes that the pipes shared with the main house were left exposed.
Oh.
And during the winter freeze, those exposed pipes burst, causing more than 600,000 gallons of water to leak out.
How about that?
And that's how you get a $17,000 water
Are they
bill.
responsible for the...
Well, okay, that was going to be my question. My question is, that sounds like that's on them.
Yeah,
because don't you have to, like, I mean, if you're demoing something, you have to.
Well, they do the call before you dig and all that, but
yeah. Well, you have to do it right. Like, you can't just leave exposed. You know, like that.
I don't.
I feel like that's on them, the family.
Yeah.
However, the Portland Water Bureau said that it will adjust the bill to somewhere in the range of $750 to $950.
Okay. Well,
so it's still a hit.
It's still a hit, but I'll tell you what. You're paying. Because your normal water bill, like $200 or whatever, so you're paying an extra $600-700. That's a hell of a lot better than getting strapped with a $17,000 water bill.
I tell you what, I once had the water mob come out to my house.
Did you?
Yeah, and I didn't know it, but apparently my bill was astronomical, and I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
I left what do you call the little hoses that.
Soaker hose.
Yeah, like I left a soaker hose on.
Yeah.
And I forgot.
Oh.
And it was
just running permanently.
It was underneath. Yeah, and it was. So my bill was like, I think it was like $400
Yeah. Most of the time, if you have something abnormal like that, they will contact you.
Yeah, he came out.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, I just want to know. I just want to know what you're doing over here, because your water bill. I was like, oh my God, I had no idea.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like at some point before the 17,000, no one figured that out and got a hold of the people.
Yeah, which is maybe why they readjusted.
Exactly.
So anyway,
good Lord, I still can't figure out how with all that water, no one noticed that there was a marsh forming in like
again. I feel like the family should pay more, but
good grief.
I'm never on the side of the city in matters like these.
No.
So I'll just let them handle.
Screw the big man.
Okay. Yes, the Oregon Zoo has said goodbye to Eddie, who was a 20-year-old masturbating otter.
Yep.
He would also dunk basketballs.
Yeah, Eddie was greatness.
He was a hooper.
Yeah.
And they said that he was one of the oldest otters and one of the most talented otters in the world.
I'll say, for the record, one, love the otter. Fantastic. Wish I could have one. And Eddie holds a special place in my heart because of that moment at the zoo.
Yeah.
How many little kids learned about, life out on the streets via Eddie, the masturbating otter?
Well, if they had a good teacher, they would.
That's true. Well, and that's why that lady at the zoo was so important to tell that teacher to can it. Kids,
that's right.
That is what is happening.
That's what's happening.
That's part of nature. And by the way, here's the other one. Don't ever let anyone shame you for your self-activities, because that is nature, and Eddie proves it.
100%. So at nearly 21, he was considered one of the oldest and most talented sea otters on the planet. They had to humanely euthanize Eddie.
Poor Eddie. I love the otter
with
is
a sledgehammer.
You know when the otters sleep, they hold hands so they don't drift apart.
Aw.
You ever seen that?
Are you serious?
Yeah, otters sleep in pairs or in groups, and they hold little hands, their little paw, claw
they don't
things.
float away. It's great.
That way they don't drift apart. They don't float away.
Well, that's like me falling asleep with a drink on my chest.
Same thing. Yeah,
and somehow it never spills.
It's instinctual.
Like they never break their little otter paws.
And I'll tell you what, when you wake up either holding or balancing a cocktail,
yeah, it's a good feeling. You dodged a bullet.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
I'm going to call that pulling an Eddie now when that happens. What did you do? I pulled an Eddie. Well, no, not that one. The other one.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So that was a little bit of masturbation news.
Yeah.
I have more masturbation
all right.
for you guys.
Masturboni.
In the news continues next on The Fan.
This is the fans' window into sports. A view into today's top stories. Brought to you.
All right, please have you along. We're at X Golf Tualatin. Tomorrow our show will be at X Golf in Vancouver. So if you're up that way, can't make it all the way down here, we'll be up there tomorrow noon to 7 with Danny and Dusty beginning at noon, and then we're on 3 to 7. Courtesy of George McCoy at Warren Allen Attorneys at Law and also Coors Light. This is in the news for March 28, 2024. Now, I've got some masturbation news that I will humbly report to you. That
there's a theme we're leaning into today in the news.
Yeah, well, I mean, it
happens.
Look, I just report the news. I don't make them.
That's true.
Okay.
Well, I would hope not. If you're making this news, I'm not sure that's good news. That's not where you want to be.
So there's a guy in Hillsborough that he was convicted 6 times for public indecency, and the latest time he was
pulling an Eddie.
Yeah, he was pulling an Eddie on the Max train.
Yeah, you can't.
Out in
you can't do that.
Washington
And wasn't
County.
he on people too?
I think that has been.
Yeah, I think that's
Not that we needed that detail.
No, but
as your noted newsman, I try to.
You try to sanitize the news. You know what? Not me.
You're like the zookeeper.
Yes, I'm like no.
No, here's what's happening.
He wasn't just pulling the electorate; he was sharing it with others.
Well, how long do you think that guy got in prison?
6 days.
6 days?
6 days.
6 hours,
dude.
It's Portland.
How about this? Life.
Whoa. Really?
He was just handed life in prison.
Wow.
Yep, and a lot of people are saying, because it's Portland.
Oh,
so
yeah.
they're like,
this is unfair.
Cruel and unusual punishment.
Yeah.
But
Is that the 14th, right?
It went to an appeals court. A 3-judge panel on the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals affirmed the Oregon U.S. District Judge decision that the sentence was not grossly disproportionate to his offense. Now,
How about that?
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
6 times, and he's done, dude.
So you're telling me that I can get all liquored up, run my car into a crowd of people, and I can do like 3 years in prison and get out on parole.
In Texas.
In Texas. And this guy got life. Now, I'm
Aren't
not
they
saying
supposedly tough on crime in Texas?
that is generally the theory. So this guy, look, what he did obviously was disgusting. It was gross. It was unsanitary. All that. Life in prison?
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that wild?
That is wild.
So it says...
my 6 days was a bit off.
This sentence is not constitutionally infirm in light of the gravity of Iverson's offense in criminal history. They said he was prosecuted in Washington County Circuit Court, sentenced to life in prison without parole in 2017 after he pleaded guilty to his 6th conviction of public indecency. He also had prior convictions for 3rd-degree rape and first-degree sodomy of underage kids.
Okay. Well,
so now we're getting...
we can throw him away. That's
At
good.
the time of his sentencing, he had...
Yep.
They said at the time of his sentencing, he admitted to 3 factors that led to his sentencing enhancement.
He's going to do it again. He's probably saying
yes,
it, right? Yep.
That's what the judge said. The judge said, this is persistent.
Yeah.
This is not going to stop.
No.
So we need to protect society from you. You're going away.
You know what? I love this. I absolutely love this. Because I've said this on this program many, many a time. There are some people in this world that just, they're perpetually late on their human dues.
Yeah.
And when you do that, at some point, we have to be able to have the balls or the ovaries, if it's a lady, to say enough's enough, and you don't get to be part of our group anymore.
That's right.
And so good luck to you. Thanks for coming, but you no longer are part of the tribe. You've been voted off.
The judge said that, first of all, he has a persistence.
Yes.
Second, prior sanctions did not deter him.
No.
And third, his prior convictions, he was on supervision, and he did it again.
Still doing it, yeah.
So it's like,
Well,
hey,
you see this with some of these sex offenders that they release, and whenever they're like level 1, it's like it's almost a guarantee that they're going to offend again. And it blows my mind that we continue to let these people, or even violent criminals too. There was someone that just killed. He killed a trooper. He killed an officer. Maybe it was in New York. He shot and killed an officer in New York. I think it was a state trooper on a routine traffic stop. Cop walked up, dude shot him. Guy had been arrested like 20 plus times for violent crimes. At some point, what do you have to do to go away forever? And I'm glad. This makes me very happy that this sick son of a bitch doesn't get to do this anymore.
Seems right.
You imagine riding the Max and having that hit you? I can't believe that someone up until this point, some guy riding the Max, didn't go a little Charles Bronson death wish.
No different than Nickelodeon, man.
I guess. Yeah, Nickelodeon, you're getting paid a bunch of money.
Are you?
I think some of those kids did all right.
All right, that's in the news, March 28, 2024. Let's get to the Hot 5 coming up next. It is opening day. We'll get you caught up on that. And March Madness is underway, and we've already got a team on the ropes. A higher seed on the ropes.
Uh-oh.
That's next on The Fan.
It's time for High Stakes.
All right, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a nice, juicy little Thursday.
Yes.
It's Rop and Souk, your sports bros. We're out here at X Golf Tualatin tonight for the show. X Golf Vancouver tomorrow. We're out here for Fan Madness.
Except, yeah, we'll...
It's pretty mad.
Yeah, double X Golf, and tomorrow's games are going to be bananas.
Yeah, well, this first game is already bananas.
Yeah, down by 8.
Which I'll tell you about in a second.
At the half.
Yeah, Arizona's losing. We have a few Roppy brackets leftovers to cover this hour. We have Wack Job politician news. And in the club, I'd like to talk about the Odyssey staff.
Okay.
What?
I'm just interested in where this is going. Did you see something today that sparked this?
Oh, I just had a thought.
Okay. Rumination.
First time for everything.
Understand.
But I had a thought. I was looking at them over there drinking.
Yeah. And they are, shocker, over there drinking.
And they always and it's nice that they come out and support us.
Yeah. Do they, or do they just come out for drinks?
Well, this is my whole point, is that, I don't know. I just think it's funny that the Odyssey staff comes out and I'm using air quotes here, supports us.
Yes.
On our live remotes by drinking on the company dime. Not that hard.
That is support.
That's what I would do.
Yeah.
If I were in...
It's a savvy sales move. I mean, what else are you going to do?
But it's not just sales. It's
oh, no.
See, look at that, Tara. Yeah. She's checking on us. She's looking over here, checking.
Making sure everything's okay. Hey, everything's all right.
As if we're not going to be here or like somebody's beating us up or something.
It's possible.
Anyway, you guys we love your support.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes. Tara. She loves being here.
Yes.
To support us. And drinking on the company dime, too.
Having some Cajun tots.
So that's the club. I think we're ready for the Hot 5.
Yeah.
Are we ready for the Hot 5?
Something like that.
Hot topics, hot opinions.
Oh, Charlie, I'm hot today.
And hot air. It's time for the Hot 5 at 5.
That's hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 on Primetime with Isaac and Souk.
No, I mean it. That's very hot.
The Hot 5 at 5 with Isaac and Souk. Brought to you on The Fan by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Online at victorricos.com. Number 5.
Well, these are things you lose track of because they take time.
Yeah.
But the transfer of ownership of the Minnesota Timberwolves to Mark Lore and Alex Rodriguez, apparently it had not been done yet.
No, it's been going on for like 3 years, and the minority group with A-Rod have been making basketball decisions for the last couple of years, and they've actually done a really nice job. Minnesota, number 1 seed. Last year, we're a good team. But I guess now the deal is technically expired, that the owner, one of the worst owners in all of sports, is
Glenn Taylor.
Glenn Taylor, who literally might be the worst owner in all of sports, he's saying that it's off.
Yeah, he will not sell his controlling stake in the franchise to Mark Lore and Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
He's saying that they failed to meet contractual deadlines and obligations. They maintain that that's not true.
There's going to be all kinds of lawsuits because they were selling to these guys for like $1.5 billion, which when you look at the other teams that have been sold, that's a really, really low price.
Steal of a deal.
Well, is it possible now he looks around and he's like, whoa, what's my team
Number
worth?
4.
So this is heading to court. They're not just going to take 3 years of this negotiation and just be like, well, I guess it's done.
To live in the big money world.
Yes.
What a scene. The Kansas City Chiefs are signing a rugby bro.
Yeah.
His name is, and I'm going to probably get this wrong, is it Lewis Rees Zammit?
Yes, and he's from Wales. He's a Welsh rugby player, and he's a phenomenal athlete.
He's 23 years old. He runs a 4.43 40.
Yeah.
And the Chiefs are saying, now, he quit rugby to pursue a career in the NFL.
And
this is what he wants.
And he is a legit rugby star, one of the best young rugby players in the world.
And they are looking at him at running back, wide receiver, and with the new kick return rules, kick returner.
Well, and we've seen a couple of rugby players attempt this, no one with a lot of success, but this is part of the NFL. They put an extra practice squad spot on there for international players. We've seen they have an international academy now. Basically, the NFL is trying to pull an NBA and say, there's other players around the world that could be NFL players. We just need to give them opportunities, and this is kind of the latest to to give this thing a whirl.
That's interesting. Be interesting to watch him.
Yeah. A couple years ago, there was a big rugby guy, I think out of New Zealand, that tried it with San Francisco.
Jared Haynes was who that was. Didn't work.
Jared Haynes, yeah.
The NFL is putting its TV rights to its 2 Christmas games up for auction. The bidding is expected to start at $50 million per game.
Yeah.
For reference, Amazon Prime paid $100 million for that Black Friday game, which I think it was the Jets and Bills.
It got huge. Every one of these streaming things, by the way, has been a humongous success for them.
And Chiefs Dolphins, that playoff game, that was the really cold one.
Mm-hmm.
That was exclusive streaming, and that one went for $110 million.
Is that on Peacock?
I think it was Peacock.
Yeah, and they're doing that again this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, this is going to be.
The NFL is brilliant.
The NFL. This is just going to become a thing. You know. That's why the salary cap went up by $12 million this year. And I love the NFL owners were like, "Oh, that's shocker! We made more money."
March Madness is back. We have the Sweet 16 games tonight. And so far, just one has begun, and it is at halftime. And 2-seed Arizona is losing. Oh, sorry, 2 began. Sorry. 2-seed Arizona is losing at the half to 6-seed Clemson, 39-31. It was they were down actually by as many as 16.
Yeah.
But they have battled back. And the other game that is going on is top seed UConn leads 5-seed San Diego State with about 7 minutes left in the first half.
And they were up by 12. Yeah, they were up by 12 or 13, but they've cut it to 8.
That score is 29-21. The nightcap, we will get Alabama, the 4-seed, against North Carolina, the 1-seed. That one is in L.A. And then the 3-seed Illinois will play 2-seed Iowa State in Boston.
Oh, yeah, the old TD Garden.
Come too far together. Stop now. Let's do it. That's it, baby. Shot it from the rooftop. America's #1 fighting force.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Number 1, guys. I know the weather doesn't seem it here in the Northwest, but it is opening day. Major League Baseball, well, it had already opened in Korea.
Yeah, but today was the official opening day.
Here are your scores, at least so far. The Dodgers took care of the Cardinals 7-1. Both Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman homered. The Padres beat the Giants 6-4. Pirates in 12 innings took out the Marlins 6-5. The Yankees came back and beat the Astros 5-4 in Houston. Twins over the Royals 4-1. Tigers 1-0 over the White Sox, a shutout. My Baltimore Orioles 11. Angels 3. Adley Rutschman 2 for 4 with 3 runs and 2 ribbies.
Corbin Burns went 6 innings and struck out 11, only gave up 1.
The Blue Jays took out the Rays 8-2, and the Reds topped the Nationals also 8-2. 2 games postponed: Brewers, Mets, and Braves, Phillies. In progress, Cubs have a 1-0 lead on the Rangers. That one's early in the Texas. Guardians, Athletics later, and then the Mariners take on the Red Sox tonight. It will be Brian Bello against Luis Castillo at the Pink.
Yes.
Is that what they call it, the Pink?
Well, I don't think you're supposed to, but it's what we call it.
You're not supposed to call it the Pink?
Well, that's not
T-Mobile?
That's not. Yeah, it's T-Mobile Park, but I don't think the Mariners like that people call it the Pink, but it's the
Why?
Pink. Well, just the idea.
What?
It's the Pink.
2 Caleb Williams for him?
Yeah.
Come on, it's 2024, man.
Yeah, when are we going to get a professional sports team that really leans into the pink? I don't think we've ever had one.
Do you think we'll ever have an all-gay professional sports team?
Inter Miami, the Messi team, is doing the pink thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they do pink.
Yeah, there you go.
And some of the when the Heat do the Miami Knights unis, they go pink. But it's not a main color. I always think the black and pink, the Bret Hart, the Hart Foundation, it's a good look. Someone should go with it.
There's your Hot 5 at 5. It's brought to you by Victor Rico's Mexican Food, the most popular burrito spot in Oregon. Order now at victorricos.com. Whack job politician news, a few Roppy bracket leftovers, and some other cool stuff when we return here at X Golf Tualatin. It's Isaac and Suk on the Fan.
The home home of Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt. NFL owners have approved the rule to ban the hip drop tackle. It's becoming increasingly difficult to tackle players. It's not that you can't do it. It's just a lot of these, I think, happen in the positioning. It's probably the right move. They did this with the horse collar, but it's just defensive guys, again, another thing you can't do.
It's unbelievable of, like, what do you want from them?
Dirt and Spray. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on 1080 The Fan.
You know what I could do without in in the March Madness realm this year, JC?
What do you got?
I could do without this Adam Lefkoe guy.
Yeah. It's, well, I asked early on, like, who the hell that guy was. Remember we were in the studio?
He's new.
Yeah. I was like, what is happening here?
Adam Lefkoe. And he says, he doesn't say Adam Lefkoe. He says, when he introduces the panel, he says, I am Lefkoe.
Yes, which is strange. I am Sook. And he wears a turtleneck a lot of the times, and it's, I don't like it.
I think we need to
I'm with you.
Do away with I am Lefkoe, bro.
I am Lefkoe. Well, it's like when Schulte rebranded himself as Schulte.
Yeah, well.
I am Schulte.
At least there was another Jordan Schultz in sports. Is there another Adam Lefkoe we're unaware of?
Well, again, he sat in a room somewhere with a bunch of his bros or his wife or girlfriend, and they all got together and be like, it would be awesome if your signature move was I am Lefkoe. All right.
Well, see, if I'm Schulte, I would have just leaned into the whole Jordan Schultz thing and piggybacked off of the success of Howard Schultz's kid, who is he's like an NFL insider type guy. I think.
For it, exactly. Then every time you call someone, they think you're talking to that Jordan Schultz, and that's not your problem.
I'm reading a headline here that Michael Penix put a bow on his performance at Washington's Pro Day today.
Yeah, they are saying that these are so silly. Like, was he not a first-round pick before? They are saying that he solidified himself,
right?
Because he threw the ball real well, but he was an athletic freak. People forget that before all the knee injuries and the shoulder, Penix was a dual-threat quarterback. So he ran 4.5. He had like a 37-inch vert. So people were like, oh, my God, he's an athlete. And they're like, yeah, watch him in Indiana.
Well, they said he unleashed a deep ball that traveled 75 yards in the air.
Yeah.
Did they not think he could do that?
That's the other one that is so dumb. Watch Penix throw. The dude's got an absolute cannon. And by the way,
he was just at the combine.
Exactly. And even if...
Or did he throw at the combine?
I think he did throw at the combine.
But we watched him play football for 3 months and sling it all over the yard.
Exactly.
Now we're like, wow, look at that arm.
Right, like there's nothing about Michael Penix that you're going to learn on his pro day that these teams didn't already know. They've already they dig in so far to these guys.
Yes.
And this seems like a late pro day, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, Drake Mays was the same day today, so.
Well, it seems late, but okay. There's nothing you're going to learn about the guy that you don't already know if you're doing your due diligence.
Well, the idea, like the 75-yard throw, dude, there's a lot of quarterbacks with big arms. It doesn't mean you're good. The thing is, Michael Penix can throw that ball. I don't think you're asking him to throw it 75, but Penix throws a beautiful deep ball. He can throw it 50 yards down the field, and he can throw it accurately. Like, who cares if the guy can load up and throw one 75 yards? It's like when you watch these pro days, the dude will uncork one 70 yards, and then the receiver has to stop and, like, wait for it for 5 seconds. And he catches it, and they're like, look at that arm. Like, that's not a...
But they're saying that he posted a sub 4.6 40.
Yeah, 4.53 was what I saw.
And that was...
It's moving.
That's significant.
Yes, he's moving. But that's the other one, too, that I don't... Like, you're not going to ask someone with 3 season-ending injuries, including 2 ACLs, to run. Like... Penix is a good athlete, but when you watch him, he's not a guy that's going to run around. He didn't do it in college after he got hurt.
Does that bother you some?
What?
Does it bother you sometimes when guys who can run don't?
Not necessarily, because with Penix, I think it literally just comes down to health. And this was the same thing with, like, Herbert. Remember when Justin Herbert broke his collarbone after that, he didn't run at all. And then the Pac-12 championship game and then in the Rose Bowl, like, all of a sudden you're like, where the hell was this?
Well, Bo Nix last season versus this season is similar. I mean, they didn't want to see him get banged up anymore, so he could do it. They didn't want him to because it's not worth the liability.
So I think what you need to learn is when to run. And towards the end of the year, by the way, Penix had a couple scrambles for first downs where he actually put his shoulder down. But I would rather, how about this? I would rather see Michael Penix, who doesn't run, I think, as much as he could, versus Jaden Daniels. You ever watch Jaden Daniels? That dude gets hit. Jaden Daniels is a thin, he does not have a great physical stature, and when he runs, that guy can't figure out to get down. Like, and I get that there's some guy, like, I think Mahomes does a better job than anyone. Some of it is you're afraid to breathe on him, you get a 15-yard penalty. But he kind of runs around like a jackass, but he never gets hit. And I would rather have my quarterback not run or slide and give up 4 yards of extra, that he could have got than to take extra shots.
I mean, I get that, but sometimes it's a weapon that a guy underutilizes.
Yes.
And I get why you would underutilize it because you're talking about injuries and everything. Obviously, that's understandable. It's not your first action, but it's, I don't know, some guys don't do it enough that have it.
The one that jumps out at me a little bit that and again,
Lamar in the playoffs.
Yeah, I can't figure that out. But the one that and I understand why he does it. One, he's not super fast, but when you watch him play, and there is a legitimate terrified sense of him getting hurt. I watch a lot of the Dolphins play, and there are so many times where Tua will have 15 yards of green grass in front of him. There will be no one, and he will not run. He will, like, it is. And I just think that guy is just petrified of having his head bounced off the turf or having a hip blown out.
But you don't really get hit. Slide.
Well,
I mean, it's not.
There's a guy between the concussions and when he scrambled and remember he got the hip pulled out of his socket at Alabama. I think that guy just in his head, and he's probably told by his coaches that, hey, maybe if it's the Super Bowl on the line and it's 4th and 3, that's one thing. But brother, it is week 4. You think you got a lot of green grass in front of you? No, he just won't do it. And there are guys like that. And so that, yes, there are times when you're watching it, you're like, oh my God, you've got room in front of you. And Bo, like, it's a good point Buck made, and it didn't really bite him in the ass this year, but there were times when you'd watch Bo Nix play this year where you're like, dude, you've got 15 yards, and he wouldn't do it.
You know who I think's the best at it? This is another feather in this guy's cap, is Mahomes.
Yes, he's the best.
Because he's not fast.
No.
And
he runs very odd.
He does, but he utilizes it at the right times.
Yep.
Right? Like you want him throwing first. That's what you want.
Yes.
It's like Rodgers. Rodgers has a little bit of this. Rodgers can run a little bit. He can scramble.
Yes.
But he doesn't. He doesn't nearly as much, I think, as Mahomes.
No.
Off the top of my head, that it would seem that Mahomes runs more than him. But,
he's a great scrambler.
But
Russ used to be really good at it.
It's a weapon.
Yep.
Yeah, he was good. You're right. He's more like the Mahomes where it's like when you pick and choose to do it.
There's a savvy about it.
And yeah, that's right. And Mahomes has that. And I want other guys like a Penix or a Nix or whomever. I want them to be a little bit better about that.
Yeah.
But I know maybe their coaches are saying,
I know for a fact that when Bo got hurt at the end of the year, there had to be a concerted let's all gather around because he just did not. It just wasn't part of their game plan this year, whereas last year it was. And Penix is clearly, hey, I had multiple season-end injuries. I got to prove that I can stay healthy. And then you wonder if Penix, when he gets to the NFL, if maybe that loosens up because he's had 2 relatively healthy years. You wonder if some of that goes away. And Penix today was a reminder of what a good athlete he is. And if you're talking about a college player, there's probably not a better athlete that uses his athleticism less than Michael Penix.
Right. And I get why.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just an added element to their game.
It's good. And then someone points out RG3 ran too much and ended a great career.
Well, but I'm not saying too much.
Yeah.
I'm saying
enough.
It's a quarterback that can do it. Yeah. And you see plays. Like you watch these guys enough where you see plays that you just know that they can get a first down if they just freaking run.
Yep.
And they don't.
Yep.
That's it.
Yep.
It's really maybe 10% of their game.
Yeah.
You're not asking for RG3. Like RG3 ran a lot.
And
that's what they wanted.
And they
him.
abused him.
Yeah, they wanted him to do that.
They hung him out to dry.
So that's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is a guy who doesn't utilize it enough. I think Buck brought up a great one. Russell Wilson in his prime was wonderful at this, and Patrick Mahomes is the best at it.
Yes.
I can't think of it. I've been racking my brain of another guy who is really good at balancing that. I mean, obviously Lamar.
He's just a different.
He's different. Yeah, because you want him running.
Yes.
Like he's not.
When he takes it down, he's as good an open field runner exists in the NFL. Mahomes is the best at it because it's so maddening that when you stop everything.
You do everything right.
And
he gets a first down.
And his weird little, I don't even know how you describe his running style.
He just chugs it around 15 yards,
first
down.
His little dad bod, and then he scoots, and you can never really get a clean hit on him. And, yeah, it's a thing. And there are guys that, like you mentioned, Rodgers was more mobile than you thought. Andrew Luck was more mobile than you thought back in the day. And, the injuries have taken a toll. But, Burrow can move around a little bit. Joe Burrow isn't a bad athlete.
Really?
And, yeah, Burrow can scoot a little bit. And then, of course, you get like the Josh Allens of the world who's just this Cam Newton-like, where when he needs to, like you almost want to tell he's more Lamar Jackson than he is anyone else. Yeah. We just don't think about him that way because he's white. You can't.
That's right. The white boy can't be doing that.
Steve Young was like this. Steve Young early in his career was a great scrambler. And maybe a little bit too much. Maybe a little bit relied too much on his legs. So I said, when you come into the league as an athletic quarterback, I think it's a lot easier for athletic quarterbacks to have success early because you can rely on that. But when you rely on that too much, you never learn to develop the other aspects of your game. It can really stunt you, and then you start getting hurt, which is like Anthony Richardson with the Colts this year. Not Lamar Jackson, but Trevor Lawrence pulled him aside. And Lawrence is a good athlete, too. He moves around. He's not stiff. But remember, he went to Anthony Richardson after that first game and was like, dude, you got to not do this. He goes, they will hunt you down in the NFL. And Anthony Richardson lasted, 6 games?
I love that the opposing quarterback is telling him that and not his own coaches.
Yeah.
And he was out in the 5th game or whatever.
Which is crazy. One of the things that would scare me about Caleb Williams is when you watch Caleb Williams play, so much of it is just him running around being a phenomenal athlete. And he gets by the hair of his chinny chin chin, and he makes so many guys miss, and he turns his back to the play, and he's running around. He's making all these phenomenal plays when he turns and throws it downfield, and you're like, oh, my God. You realize in the NFL, that defensive end, you're not shaking him. He will get you. And when he gets you, it's not going to be a college defensive end that's laying on top of you. Like that style of play that Caleb Williams played this year at USC will get you killed in the NFL.
This is all coaching, right?
Yes.
All right. When we return, we have a segment entitled Whack Job Politicians. For you.
There's plenty of those.
Yeah. And they both pertain to sports, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I think I know the one you're talking about, and it's unbelievable.
We'll get to that next, but Arizona, are they coming back? Here's Buck with SportsCenter.
Now, from the fans
stay on the scene. Get on up like a sex machine.
Is there a little Tim Meadows in the Steakadelphia guy?
Very much so.
Anybody else get that?
I could see that. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe it is Tim Meadows. I don't know. What's Tim Meadows up to? Maybe doing Steakadelphia commercials.
Friend of the program.
Friend of the program, yes.
Tim Meadows,
the ladies' man.
Had him in studio one time. He was great.
Yeah.
Arizona.
Mean Girls fame. It's probably 20 years ago. It's the last thing I can remember Tim Meadows doing.
Arizona has taken the lead over Clemson. Oh, no, they haven't. It's 48-46 in favor of Clemson, but Arizona has closed the gap. They were down 15 in the first half.
They shot, I think, 2 for 13 from behind the arc in the first half, which is not good. Caleb Love was 2 for 11 from the field. You knew that wasn't going to hold.
Well,
I mean, they're not. I mean, I know it's Arizona, but
you know when Kansas played North Carolina in the championship a couple years ago?
Yeah.
Caleb Love played for North Carolina.
Yeah.
He went 5 of 24.
That hurts a little bit.
It did hold. Thank you, Caleb.
That is true. Yes.
Okay, so now we get to a segment called Whack Job Politicians.
Yeah.
These both pertain to sports.
The Gonzaga one might be the most unbelievable and yet totally believable thing of all time.
So we'll start in Kansas City, where do you remember when they had the Super Bowl parade or the Super Bowl celebration shooting?
Yes.
And they had the guy dressed in the red hoodie and red sweats.
Yes.
So everything was moving fast as news comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they see police taking a guy away. He's a bald guy.
And everyone thought that he was the perpetrator.
He was a shooter, yeah.
He was not.
He was not. He was just drunk.
Yeah, it was a Chiefs fan wearing a lot of red that, like every Chief player, had a little too much to drink. He pulled the Tom Brady.
Yeah, public intoxication. Okay, so Chiefs...
Isn't that what you're supposed to do at a Super Bowl party, is have too much to drink?
Yeah, it's a fair point, but
right? I mean,
you can't be. I don't know what he was doing, but it was probably it was enough to get him
arrested.
arrested.
He was passed out in public. I think he was like laying down and like their families and kids. I mean, I don't know.
You can't take a nap.
Got to stay upright.
Got to keep moving forward.
There's rules of engagement.
Yes, there is.
A Chiefs fan who went viral after he was mistakenly identified as a gunman in a fatal Super Bowl parade shooting has sued a congressman for calling him an illegal immigrant.
I remember that.
And fingering him as a suspect on social media.
Yes, I do remember them because, of course, anytime something happens now, border crisis.
That's right. So this guy looks like he could... I mean, he looks maybe like he could be Hispanic.
Ethnically ambiguous.
He has some... He's ethnic.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah,
there's an ethnic flavor to him.
The Republican representative from Tennessee by the name of Tim Burchett was hit with a federal lawsuit for 2 posts, not 1, 2, on X in the days after the deadly shooting in Kansas City, featuring a photo of this guy. His name is Denton Loudermill. In cuffs with the caption, "One of the Kansas City Chiefs victory parade shooters has been identified as an illegal alien."
First off, no. And second part, no.
He is a car wash employee who lives in Olathe, Kansas. He was photographed by bystanders surrounded by police and temporarily put in handcuffs in the moments after the violence. But again, that was because he was drunk.
Yes.
Wearing a red sweatsuit.
I love in the lawsuit they point out, at no point was he an alien. At no point was he an illegal alien, nor a shooter. It's like you couldn't have
how to get it wrong times 10.
Exactly.
I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yes.
And I'm glad this guy's being sued because you can't just throw crap out there.
That's
like
right.
that.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
And he is saying absolutely that this has negatively impacted his life because that dude was plastered all over social media by I don't know, a member of the U.S. government saying that not only were you an illegal alien, but that you were a murderer. Yeah, I would be a little bothered by that as well.
He says all he wants to do is clear his name. He claims that he has experienced anxiety, agitation, sleep disruption. He claims he has received death threats. This is the red sweatsuit guy, not the...
Loudermill.
Yeah, and he said he suffered humiliation and embarrassment.
Well, it's bad enough he was wearing a matching red tracksuit and got arrested. I mean, that alone.
The damages that he is seeking are unspecified.
Yes. Well, I hope he wins. Because
I do too.
Yeah, that's just, it's absolutely ridiculous that this jackass went around on social media and plastered that. Yeah, in what world did he come?
Completely.
He made it up. Yes.
Totally.
You know, and it's not like it was a minor thing. It was the number one news. A Super Bowl parade was broken up because people were getting shot. I mean, for God's sakes, a woman lost her life.
Now, which is worse?
I still say this next one is way dumber.
This one's worse.
Well, it may not be. It doesn't have the individual harm component, but if you're going to say which one of these representatives is a bigger jackass, this is by far the worst one.
Okay, so I'm trying to get all my representatives' names right here.
Yes.
This, I believe, started with a man in Michigan. He is a representative for the state of Michigan. His name is Matt Maddock.
Yes.
His Twitter bio describes himself as Trump-endorsed, ranked most conservative state rep, Freedom Caucus, anti-communist.
He looks like Kurt Schilling, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. He may be Kurt Schilling.
So he posted that 3 buses of illegal invaders just loaded up at the Detroit Metro Airport.
Yep.
Of course, he had no evidence or proof whatsoever that they were migrants, but he put it out there anyway. And it turns out that the buses were the Gonzaga basketball team.
Yes.
Who is in town to play in the NCAA tournament.
Yep. And
God.
after someone informed him of that, he kept at it. He just doubled down on it. Someone was like, dude, it's the Gonzaga basketball team. And he was like, nope. And then he kept putting it out there, asking people, where are they going? Does anyone have any information on this? Why is there a police escort? Oh, my God.
Yeah, he said his tweet was, happening right now, 3 buses just loaded up with illegal invaders at Detroit Metro. Anyone have any idea where they're headed with their police escort? Oh,
my God.
Oh, my God. That's
the police are going to help illegals invade your city.
Yeah,
that's it.
Right.
Now, again, I get that the one is way more damaging, but tell me that one isn't more idiotic. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's worse. Yeah.
Right? The 3 buses with the police escort, and by the way, there's a basketball tournament in town. You're like, nope, no way. No way that's a basketball team. Nope, illegal invaders. Why did you see a black guy on the bus? You're like, I don't like the look of that. Not in my town.
Representative Eric Swalwell from California quote tweeted Maddock and said, "Hey Einstein, your state is hosting the Sweet 16. Could it be a team bus? If it is, will you resign for your spectacular stupidity?"
Oh my gosh. That's it. Anytime I see, because
that's good stuff.
When we go to the Timbers and Thorns games, we'll see the team buses. Every time I see it now, I'm gonna tweet that out.
Illegals.
I'm taking a photo and being like, guys, it's happening. Except I'm gonna do the homeless. They're busing the homeless in with a police escort. This is ridiculous.
You better not. Before you know it, you'll be on the who are those bros up? Who are the Proud Boys?
Oh yeah.
Aren't they from here? Or maybe they're not.
I don't know if they're from here. I think they've been here.
The guy started here.
Did
and
he?
now I think he's in Florida.
Well, maybe we can hook up.
The Proud Boys will be putting you on an email list.
Like this guy gets it.
Like this.
Well, again, I'd like to point out that yesterday, or was it 2 days ago, when the Baltimore Bridge thing happened, there was a major news network that did while this appears to be an accident and no sign of foul play, this is the sort of thing that can happen and will happen with all open borders. Because apparently their view is that the illegals are going to come across and then take control of 1,000-foot container ships and ram them into bridges.
By the way, got to state, on the air, on the record, I'm for a tight border, bro.
Yeah.
Don't come at me with that crap. Tight borders, that's what we all want. That's what everybody wants. Come on, that's just common sense.
Yeah.
But some of
the fear-mongering is unbelievable.
It's insane.
Yeah.
All right, coming up next, an open Seggy from X-Golf Tualatin. It's Isaac and Suk on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Oregon athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
Can Oregon do the same thing? That one gets into the hole and left. 1 run is in.
on in college basketball. Clemson is holding off Arizona.
Yeah.
We got about 10 minutes left. Clemson 56, Arizona 54. And then UConn has opened up a 9-point lead on San Diego State. It's 42-33 early in the second half.
They've been up by 10 most of the game. I mean, San Diego State's closed it a little bit here, and then UConn pulls away. But it's been a pretty steady 10-point lead for them.
Tonight we get Illinois, Iowa State, and
North Carolina, right?
Carolina, Bama. Yep.
Well, this would be a pretty good game. I'll tune into that. I'll check that out.
How many people do you think, when they hear Gene Steratore, they go to Gene Steratore for the officiating?
Yeah.
How many people are confused by that?
They think it's a football game. Like, what is happening?
Well, he is a football guy.
Yeah, he's a football guy.
Gene Steratore is an NFL guy.
Yeah, he's a man of all trades.
So when they go to Gene Steratore, do you think how many people do you think are like?
I think there's plenty of people. Huh?
Wait a minute. Why are they going to an NFL ref? Little do they know, Gene Steratore is actually a basketball official as well.
Yes. Well, I think a lot of those guys are. I mean,
are they?
Well, yeah. If you're an official, I don't think you. I mean, obviously you specialize to get to that level, but I think once you're an official, I think you're an official in a lot of things. Yeah, I think. I mean, my dad was an official for a bunch of years, and he did football, basketball, and he might have done some baseball too. I think everyone does a little bit of that. Gene's not a specialist, man. He's a jack of all trades.
Well, hey, shout out to all you officials. I know that it's hard to find them.
Yes.
Particularly for local high school levels.
I guess it's brutal. Like
it's tough. I know. It always has been. So,
but it's extra.
And they put up with all the parents and all the dip S's. And,
well, and some of them have been assaulted now by even some of the players, and that stuff pops around. And would you, if you had time? I know our schedule kind of prevents us from doing anything like that. Would you have any interest? Like if we worked a different schedule, but you're a baseball guy, would you have any interest in being like a high school umpire? You wouldn't get any enjoyment out of that?
I would get enjoyment out of it, yes.
Yeah.
The purity of being an umpire, yes. All the other stuff that came with it, no.
Yeah. You're not making any money or anything. You're just doing it for...
Well, they get paid.
Yeah.
I mean, they get paid...
$50 or whatever.
Well, hey, that's money.
Sure.
They get paid... Like in my old man league, they used to get paid.
Yeah.
And there were some good umpires, really fun umpires.
Yeah.
And so I would like that. I would like the actual...
mechanics of it, and you stay close to the game and
fun.
Yeah,
but it's all the other stuff dealing with people.
Yeah. See, I think if you gave me, I wouldn't do little kids because that's I don't know. But high school or small college, I would officiate a football game. It'd be the one thing like I couldn't do basketball. One, I have no interest in running. But if you gave me to be an umpire, even though I have no training whatsoever. I would do an umpire, or I would some role in a football crew. I think that would be kind of fun. I'd put on my little zebra outfit out there and kind of cruise around. And
you'd be corrupt as hell.
Oh, absolutely. I'd be there for the take. Hey, keep it fair. Keep it fair. I can't do that. Just go ahead and give me that. I think it'd be fun.
What would it take if I'm the coach?
Yeah. What are we talking about? Like week 2? Are we talking about state playoffs? Playoffs. Oregon State Championship playoffs. Well, it goes up with each round. It's not a flat fee.
Well, let's go all the way to the finals. I'm in the finals.
Championship game.
I'm playing Jesuit.
Yeah. Central Catholic, those cheating bastards.
And I come to you.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, let's have a game out there, huh?
Yeah.
And then in my handshake, I happen to slide something into your palm.
Understand. Well, first off, I know that you're from Jesuit, so I know you have money.
No, I'm not from Jesuit. I'm playing against Jesuit.
Oh, against Jesuit.
Yeah, because aren't they always in the...
Well, Jesuit and Central Catholic,
No, I'm from...
You're from Tualatin.
The little guy. Yeah, I represent the little guy.
Clackamas. Clackamas may be a Hillsborough team. $1,000.
What?
It's going to cost you $1,000.
I'll take my chances.
Well,
get out of here with that.
You're taking your chances.
I was going to slide you a couple hundred.
Couple hundy?
Get out of here.
For a state championship?
Yeah.
No.
F you. I'm going to the other ref.
It's $1,000. It's $1,000. Are you kidding me?
$1,000.
$1,000.
God.
For a state championship?
Get out of here.
You telling me I couldn't go to some overzealous football dad and be like, hey, you want your son to win this state title? $1,000.
Oh, so you're saying have the parents pony up?
10 crisp $100 bills. We do a little, we go around the crowd there. We take up a collection fund. little something for collection plate. I think we can come up with that.
Well, I'd rather win fair and square. I'd rather beat Jesuit on my own merits.
Well, that's fine. Then why are you attempting to bribe me?
Well, I was just feeling it out.
Just seeing what's out there.
Maybe I slid you a couple Powerball tickets.
Well, I'll tell you what. Here's the thing. If you slip me, let's say you slip me $300, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on a holding call or two, but I'm not tilting it in your favor. There's a difference. Are you buying my influence or are you buying the game? It's two totally different things. Influence may only run you a couple hundred, but if you want a game changer, if you want me to decide this thing, it's gonna run steeper than 3 bills. You kidding me?
Okay, I'll give you 3 bills.
Yeah.
And I just want the influence.
Yeah.
But I want at least one.
Yeah.
Really generous spot.
You got it. $300, absolutely. Yeah. Because I'm not deciding the game on that, but you know what? I'll give you some favorable spots, and occasionally, when I see a borderline hold, guess what's happening? That flag's coming out.
Yeah. Good.
Because for $300, well, that's what you're going to get.
That's an easy one.
That's what you're going to get from me is, hey, I could let that hold go, but wait, nope.
You're getting the marginal
But at a grand, guess what? Yeah, but at a grand,
I'll take that.
At a grand, it's not even a marginal call. I'm like, hey, that's not a hold. I'm like, it was in my book.
That gives me a slight edge.
Yeah, the slight edge.
That's what I want.
Yeah,
that's all
fine.
I want.
Then that's fine. Yeah. 300.
Because then I feel great about winning on my own merits.
Exactly.
But still helping my cause.
Yeah, I understand.
You know?
Yeah.
It's good.
I think, by the way, I just ended any chance I have of ever becoming a high school referee.
Oh, I'm guessing they'd still take you. They need refs. You should get out there. I'd love to watch you running around out there in your little zebra outfit.
Us being off at 7 on Friday nights probably doesn't really lead to that being a. It's why I've never coached.
How about basketball?
Oh God, no!
Saturdays,
I got to run up and down the floor. You see my knees? You see me run? That ain't happening. No. Football or an umpire. And by the way, I got no interest in doing anything unless I'm behind the plate.
But don't you have to be? So, if you were to want to be an umpire, tomorrow, don't you have to pass a?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a certification process.
Yeah.
But I think it's like becoming a priest nowadays. I think you just.
It's like being ordained.
Yeah, you go online and you take a couple classes. But you imagine, like, seriously though, like, let's say 5 years from now I do that and I'm reffing a state championship or a playoff game. Someone would go and pull that clip right there. And
100%.
And
it'd be on Barstool.
Yeah, and you're like no one can tell there that we're being sarcastic, and they're like, it's your words. It'd be quotations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I often think about that.
Some mom from Lako would get it and freak out.
Do you know how many things we've said that if more people cared, how much trouble we'd be in?
Oh, I've thought
Because
about this. The decades you guys have been doing this, the things that just individual sound bites and drops could be put out there that you were could be attributed to that you actually said would be pretty bad.
It would be really bad.
Yes, it would.
But yet people see this is why you have to, I think, view society with some optimism.
Yeah.
Is that they understand we're just a couple of D-offs.
Exactly. Lighten up. They're just kidding around. Remove the cob and everyone just settle down. Although someone does point out, you imagine state playoff game and it's the Camas Papermakers and I come walking out of the tunnel in my zebra outfit.
Now that's
interesting.
Yeah, then they pull the Roy, thank you.
The Roy, whatever that.
The Roy Oster letter, cease and desist letter. Now that's legit.
To be fair, that might be problematic.
Yeah,
I'd
got to pull you off that game.
I'd have to recuse myself at that point. I'm like, boys, I don't think I can be fair and impartial in that one.
All right. Are married people happier? The club is next on The Fan.
Commercial Industrial Auctioneers is holding their car, truck, and heavy equipment public auction this Saturday online. For information, go to commercialindustrialauctions.com, Oregon's leading heavy equipment, industrial, and liquidation auctioneers. Commercialindustrialauctions.com.
Fred Meyer always gives you savings and rewards on top of our lower than low prices. And when you download the Fred Meyer app, you can enjoy over
That's right. The Tullamore Dew guy is here. Brendan. I played golf with him not too long ago.
Yeah.
And he brought us some swag, so now we're rocking the Tullamore Dew lids.
Well, I was
trucker hat.
Yeah, when I saw him, we went to the Kells St. Patty's Day, and it was bright, and the Tully's guys were sponsoring it. And he was walking around in the green Augusta jacket with this trucker hat, and I was like, hey, my man, where do I score one of those? He's like, we'll work on it for you.
Now,
and here we are. He showed up with some trucker hats.
Now, he's not with her, I can tell, right?
No, she's one of the...
She works there?
She runs like a promotions company. Like she would be in charge of the fangirls.
Okay. I think she likes you.
She rallies up like the ring girls
Are you
and whatnot.
sensing a Holly Rowe type of...
I think she likes what one Isaac E. Ropp has going on.
No, I tried. I was rebuked. No, I'm just kidding. I'm married.
You were shut down.
No, I think she... but...
You're like, nah.
Yeah, no, I do.
I'm old and weathered.
I don't know, man.
Captain Graybeard, old and weathered.
Well, no one here has a gray beard except me. Okay, fella.
I got the tips coming in, and my racing stripe on the mustache.
Oh, hey, it's raining again.
Hey, shocker! I got Spider Crisis news, by the way.
All right. Yeah, I saw that on your phone there.
I don't know what to do about this because this eventually is going to be thrown in my lap when I get home, and I don't know how to handle this, and I'm already being chastised for it.
All right, we'll get to Spider news. And got a new study. Are married people happier? That's coming up in the club on the Fan.
The home of Dirt and Spray.
I'm Dirt. Shaden's going to join him on the road trip.
There's something to look forward to the rest of the year.
Will you watch?
like a couple yellow like racing stripes on it. It looks like one of the legs, 2 of the legs have yellow stripes too.
It's a jumping spider.
Oh boy. So I should tell her that it's going to jump on her and kill her. And then I got this.
That's
I lost it.
probably right.
I lost it. I sped to the gym, and now it's tucked somewhere, and I have no idea where. What am I going to do? I think I have to live at the gym now. How am I going to get home? She said, and I said, you just got to pretend that it's not there.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't see it.
It probably went to another car.
And she said, I nearly died when I saw it. How am I not supposed to think about it? You're not helping. And my response was, you may just have to light the car on fire.
I think that's right. Let's get rid of the car.
The worst part, is anyone interested in a 2002 Sasquatch Bronco that may or may not have a jumping spider in it?
Can I get a spider discount?
$3,000 spider discount.
Yes, I'll take it.
That's what we're willing to do.
I'm in.
The worst part is, I am going to come home tonight, and I am going to get the, what are you going to do about this? But there is, because right now she is at home. The BTJ is at home talking to my daughter, and this is the bad part. If there's one person that on this earth that could possibly be more freaked out by spiders than the BTJ, it is my wonderful daughter. So the two of them right now are concocting the most horrible plans on the planet to deal with this spider situation, and neither one of them will be able to just let it go. There's a good possibility that I will be driving the Bronco tomorrow, because there's no way she's going to be able to get back in that car within 72 hours.
We've talked about this before, but I don't really understand the fighter spear.
Yeah.
The spider fear.
Yeah.
Just because they're so small and easily killable. Like, I don't really understand why.
This
Because my
one-
wife is the same. Like,
this one jumps.
There was one today. She said, "You need to do something about that." Like, oh, okay. And I just calmly go and grab a Kleenex and smush it in my fingers.
And that was my initial response.
It's like,
was
come on,
just,
man, you can't do that.
She always has Kleenex or napkins in the car. Just smush it. But at that point, it was too late. I loved, and by the way, when she says she sped to the gym, she's not lying. I promise you that you saw, if you were out on the freeway today going from Portland to Vancouver, you saw a Japanese woman in that Bronco going 110 to get where she was going as fast as humanly possible, and then probably fled the vehicle and is now panicked that the spider is the spider probably ran in fear over the speed and the lane changes. He's probably jumped somewhere else. But can you imagine if she gets back in that car and that spider is still there and she sees it again? She may die.
Have you heard the theory that women won't kill spiders because as women, they're creators, they're bearers. They can't take life.
Yeah.
Have you heard that theory?
No.
That's why women won't kill, because it's not freaking hard for them to just grab a shoe and kill a spider.
No, it's quite easy.
Or put it in the vacuum or whatever.
Seems the easiest way to do it.
Women won't do it because they don't want to kill anything. Because it's not in their nature.
Why does she always want to kill me then?
but she doesn't.
She doesn't. She's just violent.
That's a good indicator that she won't kill you.
She's just violent towards me. Interesting. I am not looking forward to going home because this spider thing is not going away. And you think I'm kidding. I am not. This spider thing is going to dwell in my household for a significant period of time. This is not going to end well. And I really do feel like my only out is going to be the fake spider kill. I'm going to have to lie and say that I found the spider and killed it.
You know what you need to do? You need to just get yourself a collection of different types of spiders that are native to the Northwest.
Yes.
And just have them dead in your, I don't know, in like a drawer.
Brilliant.
And bring them out when you need them.
That really is what I need. Every time I see a spider, I need to kill it and store it.
Keep it.
Yes.
Here it is.
I did wash a big fat one down the shower drain the other day, and I'm not going to lie, it felt pretty good. You know that.
Why? Because you don't necessarily know that it's dead?
I don't know why. I felt like as watching it just kind of swirl and then go down, there was part of me that was like, oh, it was like I don't know, was that more humane or less humane that I drowned the spider?
I feel like it's less.
It's less?
Yeah, because I feel like it's a bad. It's not a good thing for it.
Well, the shower at my gym is a very small. It's just like one. It's like a closet, right? It's like a big closet, and there's one single shower stall, and right above me, and the ceiling's pretty high. Like I can't reach the top of it. It's probably a 9-foot ceiling. There's a big fat bastard right up there, like right above the shower. I can't shower with that thing there. There's no way. You can't.
I mean, you can.
No, there's no way. You're telling me that you're willing to wash your face, go blindy.
Totally.
Meanwhile, that thing is above you?
I've done it.
Really?
Spiders do not bother me in the least. As a matter of fact, I usually leave them alone unless my wife wants to.
You would have. So you walk into that enclosed space right above your head, and you soap up.
No problem.
You're not looking at it?
I might try to spray it to another area.
Yeah.
Like if you have a.
Well, there is no area. Like I said, I had the detached shower head.
Yeah, I might, but.
Yeah.
I usually leave them unless they're. You know, I hate to say this, but I'm a little bit of a bigot when it comes to spiders.
To spiders?
Because if it looks really intimidating and scary, I'll have to kill it.
I understand.
Even though it's probably harmless.
Yeah.
Now, like we have these big ones in our. I don't know what they are, but they're pretty big.
Yeah.
And when I see those, I'm like, you're not going to get small spider treatment.
Yeah.
You're too big.
I
gotta kill you.
Yeah, see, that thing, you got to admit, that one in the car.
It didn't seem big.
That's a killing. It's got hairy, and it's big enough that you can see the markings on it. That spider's a dead man in my household.
Yeah.
I'm not messing around with that. Well, that big fat black one, though, I took the detached shower head, and I did put it on the highest setting. And, I fired that sucker down. And it, it put up a fight. Like it was trying to run away.
Yeah, see, that's what I hate.
It scrambled.
You're now torturing me.
Yeah, I scrambled. But
I like to smush them.
Yeah.
And smush them fast.
I didn't have anything to smush.
And it makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Because then I'm like, look, I'm sorry, you can't be here.
Yeah.
End it fast.
Yeah.
Snap its neck.
To be fair, I was naked. I didn't have anything to.
Well, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Generally.
Yeah.
It just end it fat.
Yeah.
Like I don't like to kill anything. Honestly, I don't like to kill any living thing.
Yeah.
I'm very hippie in that regard.
Well.
And I'll just let it be if it's not bothering me. Certainly snakes, I'll run to higher ground. But every once in a while, I am summoned as the hero of my household.
You got to be
summoned.
Yeah. To take care of the spider.
Take care of the spider, and I will end it quickly.
Well, as that thing circled the drain, I felt the satisfaction, and there is part of me, it's like a Schrodinger's cat sort of thing. Like, I don't know if that spider's dead or not. It went down the drain.
Probably dead.
Do we know, though?
No, you don't know.
I don't know. He's just down the drain. What if he's living a very happy spider life?
What if he's like, my God, why didn't I come down here sooner?
This is great. Other bugs are down there. I don't know.
I just wonder if spiders... Like, why don't we relocate spiders?
Oh.
Is it because they're too...
Yeah.
Because other things will relocate.
Yeah, like
did you see what was the guy's name? Who's the NBA guy that had the possum in his house the other day?
Oh, yeah, Matt Barnes.
Did you see that?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I didn't like that video because he's throwing fruit at the possum.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Well, to be fair, he
doesn't want to be in your...
tossed a couple oranges over there, and then he didn't move, and he shooed him out, and he said he didn't want to hurt him, and he didn't hurt him.
He didn't, but he was throwing the fruit pretty hard at the possum. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
And the possum didn't like it either.
Well, I have a checkered history with the possum.
But if a possum comes into your house, you're not killing it. You're trying to relocate it. Why is it spiders? It's just they're so easy to kill that we just do it.
They're easy to kill, and they've got a bad, And
they're unpredictable. Like if we get them in our hands, you don't know
they move too quick.
Yeah.
Anything with that many legs can't be trusted. Centipedes, spiders.
But snakes we relocate?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I live with a 100% snake murder rate.
I never see snakes, thank God.
No.
But if I did, I wouldn't touch it.
No.
I'm out.
Snakes die.
But I just watch the snake shows, and they just relocate.
That is true. But I always wonder, is that just because of the show? Like, if the cameras weren't on there?
Do you think they'd behead him?
I've seen Bear Grylls do it.
ISIS style?
Bear does it.
Why?
He eats them. Man versus Wild. Cuts the head off.
Well, survival is that's a whole other thing.
Look, I may have run
You and I aren't, we don't have to survive by eating the snakes.
I don't mess with snakes. They die. I have a no tolerance spider snake thing. Yeah, we're not gone.
Are married people happier? That's next. Here's Buck.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan, a Sweet 16 update. We have one game in the books, and the last Pac-12 participant in March Madness is gone. The 6th seed Clemson Tigers knocking off Arizona 77-72, the final since the Wildcats packing. Meanwhile, one other game in action. The defending champion UConn Huskies have things well in hand against San Diego State. It is 74-50 with just 3 minutes to go. Opening day on the Diamond today, the Mariners going to start their season at 7:10 tonight. Luis Castillo getting the start. First pitch at 7:10. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Ryan Buckley at the Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Sue. Weekdays 3 to 7, 1080 The Fan.
Everyone loves steaks. Hey, it's Isaac Rott. Believe it or not, that's actually not true, which is why it's important we don't just think of my favorite restaurant, Laurelhurst Market, Steakhouse and Butcher Shop, as only a delectable one-of-a-kind steakhouse, which it is. But it should be viewed as a restaurant for everyone. Chicken, seafood,
fish tough. Tara doesn't like the struggle. I've never liked to fish. I certainly don't like to hunt. But I'll eat the fish.
Sure.
But I don't need to see it die.
The BTJ has never really been fishing, and 2 years ago we went to Mexico for Christmas, and whenever I go down there, we always do a chartered fishing thing. Kids really like it. We go out, and she caught a mahi-mahi, big, El Dorado, and I don't think she was prepared for the fight when it got on board, and the
fish doesn't want to die.
The fish doesn't want to die, and I mean, if you ever caught one, they're big fish, and they have the flat heads. So you really kind of gotta give them the business. The amount of blood that was produced from that, I have a wonderful photo, and she wanted nothing to do with it, but she's still holding the pole, and me and the boat captain are trying to take this thing out. It was a full-on murder scene, and I have such a great photo of the looks, like my daughter captured it, the look on her face and the blood that is all over the boat. It is priceless. And I think that was like her first, we're going fishing. And I'm not certain.
It's not that glamorous.
I think that was a tough impact.
Did she eat it?
Yeah, she ate it.
Yeah.
But it was, I think she learned a lesson that day that, nature is not, it's not.
Oh, God. Oh, her face.
Look at that. Yeah. I mean, it's a bloodbath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a murder scene for
It
sure.
is
Where's the fish? I can't see that. Where's the fish?
Right there.
Oh, there. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
I don't have my glasses on.
Yeah. I mean, it's just,
there
was just blood. It was all over her. I will never forget that look on her face.
Show Tara. Now, how do we feel about the boiling crab?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Because that, dude,
it's
that
tough.
It's no good.
It's tough.
It's no good.
It's tough. It's
I mean,
the crab and the lobster, they're so delicious.
They're so delicious,
Yeah,
but
I know.
you can hear them screaming.
Yeah, you can kill them before that.
I know, but even that, it's like.
Yeah, I know.
It's
I know.
not. Just.
This is how I view it, because like I said, I've been hunting. It's not my favorite thing in the world. It doesn't necessarily bother me. It's just not my cup of tea. This is the way I always try to justify it. And it's probably just mental gymnastics in my head, but it's what I do. There is no good death in nature. It does not exist.
Yeah, total justification here, by the way.
It is. But when you watch any animal video, the worst thing in the world is watching some wildebeest get eaten ass first by lion. Its guts and its ass is getting ripped out of it, and it is still alive. And the lion isn't trying to kill it. It's just, and there's this weird, after a while, it even stops fighting, and it just seems so bizarre that it's just laying there as something eats it. And you see this with fish and with bears, and it's just, there's no. We live in a world where we all want to think that we die when we're old and in a nursing home and surrounded by loved ones, and it's just not the way it works. And so that is I just try to tell myself that when I'm killing something, whether it be for
you know
food
what, though?
or sport or for a pest.
Don't they say that lobster and crab are immortal?
What?
Yeah.
They're immortal.
Well, don't they have the genes that
You're talking about jellyfish.
Is it jellyfish?
Jellyfish.
There is one species
jellyfish
out there that their cells regenerate.
Jellyfish.
Now, it's not that they live forever because they die of disease or whatever, but I think it's crab, dude.
No, it's jellyfish. There is an idea that jellyfish are immortal and that could live for
so
forever.
Think about that. So you're about to take its life, and you're trying to do all this mental gymnastics. Yeah, that thing could live for another 8 billion years.
Until an orca comes along and rips it in half.
Well, but maybe it won't.
And here's the thing. This is the other way, and it's a total justification, I know. But given the chance, that fish or that spider would rip me in half, and it wouldn't think twice about it. If the roles were reversed,
yeah, dude.
If the roles were reversed, and I was 6 inches, tall, and that spider weighed 255 pounds,
but you're not. It's not.
That spider would rip me apart and wouldn't think twice about it.
That is a terrible way to think.
But it's the only.
It just makes you feel better. Whatever makes you feel better, fella.
I told you, it's a total justification. I love to fish, but I do at times struggle when I see a beautiful fish and I get it next to the boat and I realize that there is a big fat, especially when you do swordfish or a marlin or an eldorado, the hook is not little. It is a big fat hook, and I think about it. What would you say if you put that in the mouth of a deer or like an elk, and you're just like, come here, baby. I just got this hook in your mouth. I'm gonna wind you in. And I struggle with that, and then I ignore it because mahi tacos are delicious.
I will say, have you ever had piranha?
No. Tasty?
Yeah, actually really tasty, but it's very it's just there's not a lot of meat. They're small, and the meat's only on the back.
Yeah.
But we caught some piranha in Peru, and I will say that I had no problem with killing them because they want to bite your face off.
Right?
The second they come out of the water,
see,
their little teeth come out and they're like,
see,
and
they
so
would
it's
kill
easy
you.
To kill.
They would kill you.
I didn't kill them. The guy did because he just didn't have any thumbs anymore. So that dude had no fingers from years of being. Yeah, the piranha's taken all his fingers, so he just clubs them with his club hands. And I loved it, only because the piranhas were pretty aggressive. So I'm like, all right, you deserve to die.
Yeah, it is something when you go hunting and you shoot something and it's not, you didn't kill it all the way. It's still breathing. It is something the first time you watch someone slit something's throat, it'll stay with you. And that, like I said, and there's some people that really enjoy that. I do not. I begrudgingly put up with it, and I can do it, and I can look the other way. But the weird part is the people that love it. It's like they're
murderers.
They love it.
They're murderers.
And bird hunting is even weirder. I got a buddy of mine that loves hunting duck. Loves it. It's his favorite thing in the world. And guess what he doesn't like to eat? Duck.
Why does he?
Thank you. So he gives it. I mean, the duck doesn't go wasted. He gives it away. He actually gives it away to a Chinese restaurant. They cook all their duck with it.
Why does he love to? Are they easier to kill then?
Oh, he likes to shoot them. Like it's his favorite thing in the world is to go duck hunting, and he doesn't like duck.
Well, why doesn't he choose a bird that he likes?
I don't know. I don't know if he even likes eating birds. He likes killing ducks, and I'm a little. And he's a good dude, but it makes me a little uneasy. It's like, hey, you want to go blow some ducks? I'm like, out of the sky. I'm like, are you gonna eat them? No, we're just gonna shoot them. I'm like, I'd feel better if we were eating the duck, as opposed to just shooting the duck and then lining up all the dead duck in the boat.
Have you ever had pheasant?
I have had pheasant.
Yeah,
it's
pretty good.
Yeah.
Obviously you've had turkey.
Yeah.
Have you ever killed a wild turkey?
No, I've never done turkey hunts.
Yeah.
And that's the other one too, is I don't understand the idea of like, I had a chance to go turkey hunting, and it was just some dude driving in a truck, making a call, and then like you lean out of the truck door and shoot the damn thing. Yeah. I have respect for the dude.
I think the turkey should have guns.
Exactly. Like Dave Bartu goes elk hunting, and that dude spends like a week hiking through the mountains and tracking, and I have a lot of respect for that. But when you're one of these big game hunters that goes to Africa, pays $50,000 for your fat ass to sit in a gator like a John Deere, and then just drive up to some old ass lion that isn't even afraid of you and stares at you, and then you shoot the thing from F you.
Hallelujah.
That's horse crap.
All right. There is a segment on animal killings. Right there.
Yeah. And piranha, we're okay with this.
Yeah.
I love the idea of the guy with no thumbs just beating a piranha to death with his stubs.
Yeah. Well, he wouldn't let us handle him. He's like, dude, you're going to lose a finger. I'm like, oh, fine. You don't have any fingers left. You take it.
Damn right.
But it was delicious.
Yeah.
All right. We'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
It's twice the madness. Join Danny and Dusty and Isaac and Soup for our second round.